Wow, what a freaking day, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Good evening. Happy Friday night. This is what the MLB hot stove, this is the ride that it takes people on. We went from stuff in this morning to the story being changed at night. And I got to tell you now, John Morosi, um, he must be in hiding right now, as well as a couple other beat writers and even Toronto writers, Dodgers writers, and Toronto sports franchise. They were tracking Shohei Otani's airplane today. For those that don't know, on MLBTradeRumors.com this morning leaked that Shohei Ohtani was projected to sign with the Toronto Blue Jays, and I put that as my title with quotes. So, and it turned out to not. It hasn't happened yet. You got a bunch of beat writers saying that he was going there. He's on his way. They had some people found the link. People were tracking it obsessively, and then you have some other beat writers like Bob Nightingale and a couple others saying hasn't happened yet. Not happened. He's home. This and that and blah blah. But that hasn't been corroborated either. So we don't know what's going on right now. But this is the type of stuff what happens in the hot stove, MLB hot stove season, and that's where we're at right now. And he's the biggest name out there, Shohei Ohtani. So I'm not surprised. Rampant, the news is running wild right now, and the information is floating everywhere, right? In the sphere of all different types of directions. So, and I was listening to, Jim Riley from Ballcap Sports, got a Blue Jays fan, and Blue Jays Today, who was another big Blue Jays channel, and those guys were fired up about Otani's whereabouts. They were tracking his whereabouts on the plane, or apparent whereabouts on his plane every minute. Oh, he's 6 seconds away, 6 to 28 minutes away. He's gonna land and blah blah blah. And they were tracking him in the trailer and all this other stuff. Yeti, CW. Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Jonathan, Anthony, Pari, Stephen B. Shout out to all of yous. But it was the generation, the excitement that was generated on those channels was incredible. And again, I was listening in like in the back of my, I had stuff going on, but I was listening into Blue Jays Today. They had 4,000 people on their live stream at one time. They got up to 4,000 people, and that channel actually gained like 1,500 subscribers during the hours that they were live, tracking Shohei Ohtani and bringing in and sharing all the reports that were coming in, the corroborating this, corroborating that, and they even had like players like artists like Drake, he's from Canada, he's a big Toronto fan, him wearing a Ohtani jersey. Had or other Toronto sports teams and organizations tweeting this and that about Ohtani. You even had people saying he was there. We saw him in the hangar in the trailer and blah blah blah. But then it was a period of nothing, and then later on you're seeing these corroborating reports on the other side saying it hasn't happened yet or hasn't happened now. It could happen in a day. Maybe it could happen late tonight. We don't know, because we also heard that Yusei Kikuchi, who's a good friend of Ohtani's, he's a pitcher for the Blue Jays, was apparently supposed to have the sushi dinner tonight, and they shut down the restaurant to the public. And apparently that was where they were supposed to make their announcement, which was reported this morning about him signing with the Jays. And the reports were he was going to get at least a 12-year deal for the largest AAV ever, largest amount of dollars ever. That's no surprise. He's going to get that anyway. But with 2 opt-outs in the contract. And people were fired up, and I can understand. We in our channel, like my channel, all the Yankee fan channels, we had the same amount of excitement a few days ago, and we were waiting for the news to drop on Juan Soto, for it to become official. It's like, oh my God, right? And Jimmy, we're going to get into that too. That's a good question. And this is the thing. Like you're saying, see, Ohtani loves it. Maybe he quietly does, but what we're hearing is he doesn't, right? And I understand, like, Toronto would be a good environment for him if he doesn't like the attention, because he'll be sheltered there, kind of in a low key environment, as he would in Atlanta, who also formally made him an offer. So LA would be, he'd get much more scrutiny in LA, obviously, and New York would be a zoo. It would be, media on steroids in New York. Everybody knows that. It comes with the territory in New York. So, but the news that was generated today and surrounding Shohei Ohtani was unbelievable. Like I said, they gained 1,500. That channel grew 1,500 subscribers during that live stream. Like I'd be like, I would flip out. Like and they went from like 20,000 subscribers to 21,500 during the live stream. It was absolutely crazy. Like I'll tell you exactly my subscriber count on this channel. 19,664. I'm 336 subscribers away from 20,000. I would flip. I would do cartwheels if I got 336 new subscribers in a live stream. Like I've never gotten that many in a live stream. I got one. I got like over 500 last year during the trade deadline, which was unbelievable. But I'm so grateful for when people subscribe to the channel and do that. So if anybody's in here and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like to hear this type of stuff. If you're a Yankee fan, obviously I want you to subscribe to the channel. But we don't discriminate against other teams either. But the energy that was generated today amongst all the other fans, YouTube and content creators all over social media, YouTube, Twitter, everything. Twitter sphere was blowing up today, and that's what happens when you have a high profile player. So that's what we're hearing right now, Billy. That's what we're playing. That's what we're hearing right now. Okay, Billy Branch, my Clemenza, saying we take it. We have non Italian son. We haven't heard like this official announcement hasn't been. It's either was inaccurate or it hasn't been made yet. So we have no idea. Like Bob Nightingale said he was still at home in California. That hasn't been corroborated by anybody as far as we know. But neither does the affirmative that he's going there and signing with the Blue Jays and blah, blah, blah. So I appreciate that, Van Dominator. And again, like, let's talk about this. Like, if he signed with the Blue Jays, it would be a huge thing for the Blue Jays, right? What does that do for us? Okay, let's just say the Dodgers miss out on their guy, and the Dodgers had allocated resources and have been planning for him. If they miss their guy, what does that do? Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is it's going to up the stakes for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And I know the Yankees are meeting with him on Monday, but I know their most stiff competition is the Mets, as far as we know. But if the Dodgers if they miss out on Ohtani, they might also be willing to overpay. And you give the three biggest markets: the Mets, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. And those two could drive up the price. So, and I think they're actually formidable. And Yamamoto has shown to be amenable to the Dodgers CWA. So I wouldn't rule them out yet. But if they miss out on Ohtani, they have more than enough money to get Yamamoto and make a trade. They need two starters. What if they get Yamamoto and trade it for Corbin Burns? Like different ballgame. But it creates a more challenging scenario for the Yankees on Monday potentially if the Dodgers miss out on Yamamoto. If they do, we don't know if it hasn't been confirmed yet, but if they do, then that can create an obstacle for the Yankees, but maybe it can create an opportunity for the Yankees as well. Does that mean the Yankees could call him if they miss out? The guys, well, what do you think about Giancarlo Stanton now? They'll be looking for a DH. And what if the Yankees offered to pay half his contract now? Like, what if they did that? Would the Dodgers consider that if it was confirmed that they lost out on Ohtani? Because I don't know that they're going to pay a lot of money for JD Martinez again. We just don't know yet. So, so that's going to be an interesting scenario. And like I said, it can create an obstacle for the Yankees. It can create an opportunity for the Yankees, depending on what they do. So, and again, can we trade Stanton, Rodon? I don't think that's going to happen. JJ, I doubt it. Dodgers Nation also said, yeah, they did say that they were signing him today. He was flying to Toronto. That was one of the reports. And then John Morosi, who's one of the more reputable beat writers, this could be their Arson Judge moment. In all honesty, the people that did this could be their Arson Judge moment. You imagine? Do you remember the amount of trolling that John Heyman has gotten, even to this day, about making the Arson Judge tweet, where he said, "Looks like Arson Judge is headed to the Giants," and then he signed with the Yankees. Like, this could be their Arson Judge moment. Could be. It looks like that right now. It's crazy, absolutely nuts. So, Sinister Tesla. I mean, there was only two teams that Stanton was willing to waive his no trade clause for: the Dodgers and the Yankees. So, Dodgers' hometown team can't say that he'll waive his no trade clause. But with that said, if the Dodgers miss out on Ohtani, maybe they'll be willing to, especially if you get a discount on him, you get half the price. Then maybe the Yankees would be willing to part ways with him, or maybe he would be willing to allow them to part ways. So they might have to goose up his contract. They might have to do something, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Yeah, Billy Branch. Yeah, I mean, again, Billy Buster Olney, and even Ken Rosenthal. was, complaining about Ohtani playing things too close to the vest, not being able. They were complaining about them not being able to leak information. But this is what happens. Like, you leak information, if you happen to be inaccurate, then you're going to get a load of crap for it. Morosi's going to get a load of crap for it, right? So, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, people will eventually get over it. It'll get resolved at some point. Fortrain's right, Mike Mazza. Um, it'll get resolved this next week or next couple days. You never know. And he could still go to the Blue Jays. So, but this part, while it generated a ton of excitement because he's such a high profile player, um, this looked like a pretty big mishap by a reputable writer. And again, apparently that Blue Jays channel, Blue Jays Today, was saying he's apologizing to Canada, apologizing to Toronto, and you know, rightfully so, because it wasn't only him that leaked this stuff. Dodgers Nation, a couple of things leaked it too. So the CW, I'm confident that now let's. Here's a scenario too. Okay, with Yamamoto going to the Yankees, right? They're meeting with him on Monday. Matsui and Tanaka supposed to be there, and if he goes to the Yankees, I'd be ecstatic. If he doesn't, though, then the Yankees need to pivot really quickly. I would be pivoting to Shota Minaga, lefty from Japan, and then I would still try to make a trade with maybe the Marlins for one of their cheap, controllable starting pitchers. 3 of them are on the block right now: Braxton Garrett, Jesus Luzardo, Edward Cabrera. So I would try to go for either Luzardo or Garrett, one of the lefties, and try to get one of their relievers too. And they need bats. They've identified the needs. All bats. We have bats. I don't want to give up any more arms. I want to get arms back. So, and the Yankees roster is at 35, even though they've re-signed 2 players today, Billy McKinney and Anthony Misavich, but they're re-signing to minor league deals with invites to spring training, so they're not added to the 40. But if they don't get Yamamoto, because now again, if we find out, especially before Monday, that the Dodgers have lost out on Ohtani, and they made a mishap of their own the other day when Dave Roberts confirmed that they were talking to him and met with him, and they confirmed their interest, he got in a lot of heat for that. He got in a lot of heat for it. And the Dodgers were pissed off. Ohtani's camp was pissed off. So, and just again, it comes to the territory. He's a high-profile player. Do you expect nothing to leak? I mean, and the Blue Jays themselves didn't leak this today. Writers did. So Blue Jays people didn't leak it. So which leads me to believe that they're not out yet. But they're not in yet either. So Yulo, what's up? Mazel tov, my friend. But again, yeah, I heard this too, Thomas. Yeah. Rumors that Bellinger still wants to come to the Yankees, and Boris said the Yankees will sign and they may extend Soto, and the Yankees get Yamamoto. I mean, they've opened up the pocketbooks now, Hal. But again, I could see them going over 300, but I don't see them gangbusters blowing past it like Steve Cohen did last year. I don't see that happening. As much as other people want them to flex and blah, 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 it's not about flex, okay? The fact is, the payroll right now as it stands, and I broke this down earlier today in a video. As it stands right now, the payroll is about 285. You add Yamamoto, that includes all new players: Verdugo, Soto, Grisham. If you add a Yamamoto, let's just say he costs 30, that takes you to 315. You get a reliever and whatever else. Maybe let's just say you get up to 318, 320. If you trade Gleyber Torres, you remove his 15, which you'll have to do. Then it takes you down to 305, and there are still a couple other trades that maybe Hal will want Cashman to make. We can't speak for them, but what if he says, "Yeah, I want you to clear it. We want to try to get under that Cohen threshold." 297 is the Cohen threshold last year. It's not 293 anymore. It's 297. Every dollar above that is taxed on the dollar. So if you're up 20 million, you get taxed at 20 million, and so on. So, and you're still paying the tax thresholds for the levels below as well at a different rate. So it accumulates, and I have a pretty hefty tax bill. So if they get Yamamoto, I can't see them getting Bellinger too. So, but again, and to Billy's point too, if Ohtani goes to the Jays, it doesn't scare me from a pitching standpoint. Yeah, I've never really been scared of his pitching. I've been scared of his hitting. The Yankees hit him pretty well, actually. But you add him to Vlad Guerrero and Bo Bichette and Rogers Center, who owns the Blue Jays, the Rogers Corporation, they have the resources to re-sign uh, Guerrero and Bichette. I think they both have 2 years left of cheap control arbitration. So you have those three. That's a three-headed monster there, and you still got Dalton Varsho. You got some younger kids, and they actually have a pretty decent pitching staff. Kevin Gossman, you got Jose Barrios, you got some of these other folks too. So Kikuchi, um, and there's a couple other pitchers too. And Manoa, I'm not even mentioning right now because he's fallen so far off the map. But if he comes back, he comes back. So, um, but they're going to be formidable no matter. Even without Ohtani, they give Yankees fits. But again, I can understand too. Like we've gotten so much heat from certain Blue Jays fans, and you know they do it, and especially Vlad Jr. fans, they give us a lot of heat when they beat us, and so on and so forth. So now maybe they know how it feels today, having been dangled this bait and then pulled back, unfortunately, and they know how it feels sometimes with us as Yankee fans, where we get you get promised something, even though they're not the ones that usually promise us something. Like on occasion they do, but we get dangled a lot of bait, and it gets pulled back on us a lot. Even though the expectations in Yankee fan world are a hell of a lot higher than the Blue Jays fans, but still, and I said hockey kid too. As a Jays fan, I think we still get it. I have a feeling you're probably going to wind up with Ohtani too. I understand why Morosi would not make sure before he tweet. There were a couple other sources too that uh, tweeted it out and shared the information. So maybe he used them as corroborating sources. I'm not sure, hockey kid. I'm not going to speak for Morosi, but he did put it out too. And I do think the Jays still have an advantage. I mean, the Jays themselves did not leak. The Dodgers themselves did leak. So, um, had initially had him predicted to the Mariners, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But I know the Braves have made him an offer, but they haven't leaked anything. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see. You know, plane that went from Toronto to Anaheim did not have Ohtani. Yeah, it was Robert Herjavec from Shark Tank. You see? And that Blue Jays channel was tracking this plane and its whereabouts every step of the way. And it's crazy how excited fans got. I'm not, again, like I said, we got super excited. People in the live stream got super excited when we had a bunch of people on, and we were just waiting and waiting for Juan Soto news to happen. And it didn't happen for a couple of days. So we might be in a similar boat with the Jays now. It might take a couple of days for something to actually become official. Right? Because we also heard, well, Soto's not going to come here. Soto's there. And then we got from Mariners fans, Soto's going to come here. And then we're saying he might go here. So, like, you never know. While I've been on here, I've gotten 3 subscribers. Thank you so much. So, I appreciate anybody subscribes to the channel. I am 335 subscribers away from 20,000. So, your support is greatly appreciated always. And, but that channel earlier, I can't believe that grew by 1,500 subscribers during that live stream while they were waiting for Ohtani's, and they were tracking it like digitally on the thing, waiting for updates. And he's here, the plane landed here, and for them to be let down so significantly at the end was, we know the feeling as Yankee fans, the letdown feeling. So, it's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, journalism 101. Yes, verify them. And again, that's why when I put out the morning video and said they reportedly, and I had it in quotes, they reportedly signed or they're reportedly to sign Shohei Ohtani. So, and I followed up with it on shorts throughout the day to see what we're hearing next and so on and so forth. But we had to. Blue Jays today's legit. Yeah, Blue Jay. I mean, it's a big channel, Monty. Yeah, I mean, they had they gained 1,500 subscribers today during that live stream. They had 4,000 people on the live stream. It was amazing how many people really. And again, let's just go to show the impact of Shohei Ohtani on Toronto and the Canadian fan base. It would be incredible if he went there. So, and he would change the AL East into the AL Beast. So he really would, and provide a hell of a lot more depth, which is really, really, which is why us getting Juan Soto in the Yankees uniform was so damn important. So, our generational player. He's a generational player too, but he's just older. He's 5 years older than Soto. So I'm glad we got the guy we got. So we'll see what else we got afterward. But I heard Tim too. They were talking about either moving Vladdy or Bo. I would probably think it would be Vladdy at some point. Bo seems to be a better all-around player that you can more build around. Vladdy tends to be. I think he frustrates them a lot. It frustrates the fan base a lot too. So um, if one of them would get moved, probably Vladdy. And there was talks about the Blue Jays and the Cubs as a potential trade partner. The Cubs have a top flight form, so I'm sure the Jays can get a lot of trade capital back for 2 years of Vlad Jr. So, and you can build around because fact is Vladdy and Bo are great players, but Otani is a superstar. He would be the guy, the frontliner there, and he would still be in a relatively low key environment with a great fan base. So he wouldn't be hammered by the media 100 times a day like they do in New York. So I get it. You know what I mean? Oh, I know. I get you, Billy. I know. Totally get it. Dude, yeah. You gotta exactly. Yeah. I mean, like John Morosi, he's been one of the more reputable writers. And when you got other people corroborating it, um, it tends to have teeth. And it took a while for what do you call opposing voices to be heard, right? To say anything. So and we still don't know that he's still home and so on. We still don't know. So, but like it got really intense today, really, really intense. So, um, it was pretty incredible. But again, that goes to show, right? The MLB hot stove, it takes us for a crazy ass ride. It really, really does. Some things get hot, some things get cold, and so on and so forth. But again, yes, Gene, yes. I mean, we get a lot of heat from uh, certain Jays fans, and I'm not saying like Blue Jays today or Jim Riley from Ballcap Sports. They're pretty cool, so very cool. But yeah, they did this, and again, Rays like that too. And again, they're the Yankees get a lot of hate from the fan base of other teams. No surprise. And so maybe the Blue Jays fan base a little bit knows how we feel sometimes. So that's not to rub it in their face. But yeah, we did get Verdugo. We got freaking Soto. We got freaking Trent Grisham. So, and I think the Yankees are not done yet. They're not done. So, and if they get Yamamoto, then I don't think, they need to sign another expensive starting pitcher. They could probably trade for one on the cheap if they still want to add another starting pitcher, which is where Gleyber Torres comes into play. They have to decide, and I said this earlier. They're listening to offers on him, but they haven't officially put him on the trading block yet. So, and I think at some point they'll decide, especially if they get Yamamoto, because it's going to take them way up over 300. So, and I don't know how much that's going to be testing House comfort level. So I think moving Torres becomes a little bit more necessary for them when they do that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to get Yamamoto is going to get 400 million JD, but I do think. Um, Yeah, I'm Sean. I feel bad for Jim Riley and the Jays fans too. I really do. I really do. And you know, even with Soto, they're not best in the AL East. No, they gotta win the division again to be best in the AL East. You know, um, if they get Yamamoto, that helps. But Soto and Yamamoto alone is not enough. Okay, doesn't guarantee them the World Series like some people say it does or it would. It's not. It's not. So, and I do think Yamamoto is probably going to get as close to $30 million a year as it gets. So, and what is it? Rumors are that what was the offer? So I heard today was well, at least for the report said that for Otani was at least 12 years, and at the highest annual value ever, and the highest amount of money ever. That's not. We expect that, but it also had two opt outs in it. Didn't say where, but they didn't give any more specific at this point. So any more specific. So, but again, I wonder if Otani's like, what's going on here? Like he's either um, hating these leaks or loving these leaks, sitting back and laughing. I mean, it really could be. But again, teams that pass on Otani, right, are going to be prime suitors for Yamamoto. Going to be prime suitors for a team that gets Otani. I said the team that miss Otani. Teams that miss Otani are going to be prime suitors for um, Yamamoto and Cody Bellinger. So their market's going to go up. So Scott Boras is going to be a happy man, and Yamamoto's agent is going to be a happy man too. So, big stuff's coming. Big stuff coming. Big stuff's coming. Van Dimon. I personally, I worry about Corbin Burns. I mean, I like him; he's good, but he's going to get just like George Glaber Torres. He has another year of control too. He's going to get crazy expensive out this year. So if I were to trade, I would try to trade somebody for somebody from like the Marlins. I mean, I think the Marlins, the Mariners, and White Sox present the most logical fit, but I think the Marlins represent the best value for the Yankees because they have controllable years on their starting pitchers. Dylan Cease has two left, but I think he's going to get expensive. And then you have these other guys who are barely in pre-arb doing this. So, um, and that matters, and the Yankees going to have to take at some point they get Yamamoto, they're going to have to factor in cost. So, but if they somehow don't get Yamamoto, somebody like the Giants or the Mets give some a ridiculous contract. So, but it sounds like Hal Steinbrenner is going to be there right at the very end. But if somebody gives them this out of worldly contract, and Hal's like, nah, too rich for my blood, then you can essentially get Imanaga and trade for starting pitcher and a reliever, and still be spending less than you would for Yamamoto by himself. So the options have to be considered, right? Jays the only team besides the Yankees win back to back since the Reds. Yeah, Gary, exactly. And the Yankees won a three-peat 98, 99, 2000. So just fantastic. I don't know, Mango. See, a lot of folks don't realize that Rogers Corp is a super multi-billion-dollar corporation. They can afford all three of them. Will they? I don't know. But Ohtani's going to probably be $50 million himself. And at 30, that to me, that's a dangerous proposition for me. If I'm going to give close to that money, it's going to be for Juan Soto. I'm going to get a hell of a lot more prime years out of Juan Soto. So, yeah, I could get exactly. If they got Ohtani, I've already asked my ticket guy for opening day seats. They play the Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium on opening day, for Yankee Stadium opening day at least. So, I've already looked into it. I think WJC, I was just saying this too. Like, if someone comes and steals Yamamoto, I'm pivoting with Shota Managa, the lefty ace from Japan, and I'm going to try to also get another cheap reliever from the Marlins. I mean, cheap starter and a relief I can from the Marlins with controllable years. I'm not moving to Blake Snell is going to cost just as much, or Jordan Montgomery is going to cost a lot, but maybe a little bit less than Yamamoto. I'm not going to do that. But Soto gets 530 over 13. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. DH by committee. Yeah. Yeah. More half days, rest. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, by the way, whoever's hasn't hit that like button, please get that. We got 340 people in here. Let's try to get to 300 likes as quickly as we can. And anybody in that's not subscribed, let's hit that subscribe button too. I thank you so much for it. I got enough people in there right now to get the channel to 20,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I'm 335 subscribers away from 20,000, which is crazy. Which is crazy. But I thank everybody who subscribes too. Rumor was Rogers and Canadian NHL rights for Ohtani. Telling you, man, there was some crazy stuff going around there today. But it all revolved around this airplane and people's assumptions that Shohei Ohtani was on it, right? And the reporters saying that he was on it. So, but I think, yeah, I'm with you, Fortran. It's going to be interesting to see what happens these next couple of days and the next week, because the floodgates have opened now. Morosi's going to get trolled like mad. This is an even bigger troll job than the Arson Judge one with Aaron Judge. Probably not as aggressive because Yankee fans, if you're trolled by 1,000 Yankee fans, it's worse than being trolled by 10,000 fans of somebody else's team. So, the trolling is relentless. Salute you, Elvis. Salute. We're up to 114 likes. All right. Let's get over 200 as quickly as everybody. Just smash that thumbs up if you don't mind. I thank you so much. I want to double that in the next couple minutes. I'm going to try to get to 300 likes if we can. Trevor Bauer, Demon Day. I mean, I think personally, it comes with a lot of drama. And if they get two pitchers, I wouldn't mind if he was the second one, but I wouldn't make him the primary guy. I did hear that, Stephen B. I put that on a short earlier. I was given an update, and and on Ohtani. And then I added that Bryce Harper, his agent Scott Boras, and they were talking about this on MLB Network today. That he's got 8 years left on his contract, and he wants an extension. Bryce Harper's and Scott Boras is pushing for it, which is absolutely insane. You have 8 years left on your contract, and you want an extension. His current contract, and it was a leap of faith by the Phillies to give him a 13-year deal. It's the biggest deal ever, 13 years, and ever signed actually. And it's going to take him to 38. And they didn't give any specifics on the extension itself. Do you want 2 more years to take you to 40? Like, I don't know what it was, but the fact that they're pining or aiming for an extension is kind of crazy when you have 8 years left on your deal. Let me know what you think of that too, folks. I mean, yeah, Jeff, you're hearing the Yankees are still on Bellinger for where, I don't know. Unless they move Rizzo in a trade and play Bellinger first, I have no idea. No idea. So, no, Rain, I agree. I think, I mean, if it's true that the Dodgers don't get Ohtani, then I think the Yamamoto frenzy is going to be Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, the three most formidable economic franchises. So, trade proposal, Torres and Rortvedt to Miami for Braxton Garrett. That's a trade I would do. I would try to extend it to add Everson Pereira because they need an outfielder too, and try to get a reliever with AJ Puck or Andrew Nardi. Try to get a starter and a reliever and add a third player, add a third bat to the trade. And Mikey Bombers, I totally get it. Got to move Stanton. I know there's a heavy appetite to move Stanton. The problem is he's got a full no trade clause. He's going to have to waive it. And I said this we've said this quite a bit. If the Dodgers somehow don't get their guy in Ohtani, maybe he'll consider waiving his no trade clause to go to his hometown. Maybe, but can't confirm that. Cannot confirm it, right? So that's part of this whole dynamic. So, I mean, a lot's going to happen, when we figure out what the hell's going to happen with Yamamoto. And I said this earlier, Yamamoto and Ohtani were the two biggest free agent chips to fall. And they still are. They haven't fallen yet. But they're the two biggest chips to have to fall. Dominoes, whatever you want to call it. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you. Hit that like button, gang. Let's hit that. Let's get over 200 likes now if we can, or 250 likes. Give me 1 second, Fortran. I can't. Nation, appreciate you. Likes have been going up. Yeah, I know the likes. We've been getting more likes, and it's greatly appreciated, Alex. Yeah, it's greatly appreciated. Yankees' top 3 prospects are still, Spencer Jones, Dominguez, and Everson Pereira. Yep. Yeah, Michael, and Ohtani watching the circus is like he's sitting back and saying, what the freaking hell? Jeets, your sneaky suspicion the Yankees might be the mystery team. Could you imagine that? Ohtani's like, you know what? The Yankees are the only team in baseball that haven't leaked anything on me. And I feel obliged to sign a 5-year deal with the Yankees for the league minimum. Could you imagine that? Shit, jeez Louise. Oh my God. Let's see. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna try to get 4 more subscribers. I thank you so much, gang. 331 subscribers now, away from 20,000. Not saying I'm going to get 331 subscribers here. That would be crazy. But that Blue Jays channel got 1,500 earlier, which is crazy. Absolutely nuts. I've never seen it like that. That's like PewDiePie and Mr. What the hell's his name? Mr. Beast. Those guys have 100 million subscribers. It's crazy. Mike, you're not the only person that's asked me this. Am I related to Brian Cashman? No, I promise you I'm not related to Cashman. I promise you that. Let's see. 1 second, gang. As I check your WhatsApp. Red Sox acquire. Yes, and here's the other piece of news, Ryan. Thanks, Sean. Thank you for. Red Sox did acquire one of the Cardinals outfielders, Tyler O'Neill, from the Cardinals. I have this up right here. They brought in an outfielder, a bat, with a couple years of control left too, in exchange for right-handers Nick Robertson and Victor Santos heading back to the Cardinals. So they're adding some arms, which they need, and trading a bat away. He's 29 years old. Um, let's see. Got a decent pop in his bat. 286, average 352 slugging, 560 on no 352 on base, 560 slugging. So overall with an WRC of 143. And he gets good grades for defense as well. So he's rated high defensively. And he looks like he's a 5.5 WAR player. 5.5 WAR player. So I got Mikey Mazidis from Fortran Express and Prince Strike Chronicles joining me. Mike, what's your take on the Shohei Ohtani the insanity that we're hearing today?
That's exactly what it is. It's insanity.
Yes.
It's complete insanity. And it's turned, and I hate to say it because he's such a great player, but it's turned into a 3-ring circus.
Yeah.
And I just want to play a little hypothetical game here for a second. Let's say the Yankees get Yamamoto next week sometime.
Right.
Blue Jays get Ohtani. Can you imagine what that's going to do to that Blue Jays-Yankees rivalry? How much it's going to heighten just because of that?
Yep. And you know what? And like I said this earlier, to be the best, you're going to have to beat the best. And if they got Ohtani, they're going to be as formidable. They're going to be more formidable than the Baltimore Orioles. In the Tampa Bay Rays.
I agree with that 100%.
Powerhouse in the American League. And I know Baltimore just brought in Craig Kimbrell as their closer, but they need Corbin Burns. They need a Dylan Cease. They need a monster to add to that rotation.
Oh, absolutely.
Which they haven't done yet. You know, the Jays have enough pitching to complement their hitting. And if you add Ohtani to that, it's going to take a lot of the onus and a lot of the stress off of Vlad Jr. and freaking Bo because they're not superstars. They're great players, but Ohtani is a super duper star. So
he is.
There's no way about that. I mean, there's no way around it. He's a freaking superstar. And thank you again, gang. So we just got 4 more subscribers. We're 327 away from 20,000. I appreciate you. You're the best. I love you all. I thank you so much for that. But if he goes to the Jays, right? Which I want to see your take on this. I want to hear your take. If he goes to the Jays, that means the Dodgers didn't get their man. Does that mean they would consider Giancarlo Stanton? Would Giancarlo Stanton consider waiving his no trade clause to go to the only other team that he would have been willing to waive his no trade clause for?
I don't think they would consider Giancarlo Stanton. I think if anything, they would pivot to try to get Yamamoto, and they would drive the price up. But like I said, since day one of this offseason, the Yankees have a leg up on most of these teams when it comes to Yamamoto because of this executive that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's going to be a dogfight for him. But at the end of the day, like I said from the very beginning, I think the Yankees end up with him regardless. I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows. That's the fun thing about this whole situation with Yamamoto and Ohtani, because whatever happens, so let's say Ohtani doesn't even sign this week with the Jays. Let's say that was all just speculation and whatnot. Let's say, Monday when it rolls around, the Yankees have their meeting with Yamamoto and, Ohtani still hasn't signed. Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, the Yankees get Yamamoto, like I say and have been saying they will. Where does that leave the Dodgers if they don't get Ohtani and the Jays do? What do they do? Because Yamamoto will be off the board. Ohtani will be off the board. Do they pivot to go get a Corbin Burns to try to bolster that rotation and have a dogfight with Baltimore over it? Or do they try and go after a Shane Bieber or a Dylan Cease? So these are the different things you've got to really think about as this progresses, because let's say Yamamoto does go first. and they do miss out on Ohtani. Now what do? Now they're coming out as because I was watching MLB Network this morning before I came back home, and it said they were saying that if the Dodgers don't get Yamamoto or Ohtani, they've whiffed this offseason. So
Yeah,
they need to figure out how to get that ace to them, whether it be a Cease or a Bieber or a Corbin Burns, and not whiff.
I
Because
could see.
once
Sorry,
Ohtani and Yamamoto are off the board, that's it.
I could see the Dodgers then saying, you know what, I'm going to give the Guardians whatever they want. We're going to get Clase and Bieber over here right now.
I could see that. And I can definitely see them. I could see them if you want to go that route, which I actually think is a very smart way of looking at it because of what we were just talking about. If that happens and they decide to go and say, go get a Clase and a Shane Bieber, I could see them packaging a deal around a Dalton Rushing because it's probably going to cost Dalton Rushing to get a Clase, maybe not a Bieber, but certainly a Clase, especially with the fact that he's got 2 years of control left. Maybe a Michael Bush or a Diego Cartaya.
Catcher,
Then
yeah.
you'll probably have to give up Andy Pages, Gavin Stone, River Ryan. They're going to have to give up 3 or 4, maybe 5 top prospects just for Class A alone. And then they may have to throw in a couple of major leaguers like a Gavin Lux and someone else just to get Bieber. So I could see them doing that as well.
Yeah, yeah. This is going to be, I mean, this next couple of days, this saga, and I do think if Ohtani somehow signs before Yamamoto meets with the Yankees on Monday, then I do think it's a 3-team war for Yamamoto.
Yep.
Dodgers, Mets, Yankees. Let's just say Ohtani goes to the Blue Jays, okay? And then it's a 3-team war, and that's going to drive up the price. The Yankees were going to have to pay more than they would originally going to have to pay. Period. Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, they're already going to have to pay a lot to get him now because I think it's going to be somewhere around 7 to 9 years, a rough estimate. Anywhere from 245 to maybe 260 as just a rough estimate.
Bob,
7 to 9 years, 245 to 260 per year is probably what it's going to take to get it done. So they're already going to have to overpay for him to begin with.
Yeah.
But if it becomes a 3-team war, now that heightens. And now they're going to have to really overpay for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, and it's, this is what this is where I think you're wrong here, Stevie. I'm not talking about them like a second-class team. I said this earlier. They're the three most formidable markets: the Mets, Yankees, Dodgers. The Dodgers are nothing to sniff over, and I think they're probably the only team that can just easily trade for Clase and Bieber. So they do a good job at drafting, developing, using their resources, and they were one of the favorites for Ohtani.
And that's the other thing, though. You said they're not a second-class team. The 3 big spotlight teams are the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets. The Dodgers have one of the highest spotlights on them. The Yankees are right above them because of where they play. It's just the nature of the beast. And then the Mets follow right behind them. So we're not talking like they are a second-class team because they're not. They are far from it. It's the spotlight of being there is what we're talking about and what the Dodgers' resources are. Because we know the Dodgers have resources. So that's where we're getting at.
And I think teams that whiff on Ohtani are going to have the market raised on Yamamoto and Bellinger. So I think they're going to be 2 direct beneficiaries of who doesn't get Ohtani.
Yep.
So, and
absolutely.
Yeah, Jose, I think the Yankees are going to overpay probably more than we think they will overpay. But again, that's them. They're the ones that, and Hal said it, they're willing to go over 300. Now, I don't think, like I said, I don't think they're going to go Steve Cohen style and go up to 360.
No. I doubt that.
I could see him
They
getting
may go
past.
to 325, 330, but they're not going to that 360
Well,
threshold.
if they go Yamamoto, they're at 285 right now. If
Yep.
they go to Yamamoto, let's just say 30 million. Takes them
Okay.
to 315.
Okay.
If you move Torres in a trade, you got the 15 back, and you're at 300
Yep.
now. So, and then with some pieces here and there, this is why I'm a proponent of moving Torres for cheap, controllable pieces. And that's why I mentioned the Marlins is a good fit, and we've talked about this too. Like the
Mhm.
Marlins, the White Sox, the Mariners probably had the best fits, but the Marlins probably had the most
Realistic fits.
logical value, most realistic, value return for. And they've already identified their needs: bats, outfield, infield, catcher. Yankees have all the stuff that they would need,
They
and
have
they're not.
everything that would plug the holes in.
Yes.
So I had put in the chat before I jumped on was a trade proposal for the Yankees and Marlins. So the Marlins would acquire Gleyber Torres, Everson Pereira, Ben Rortvedt, and Trey Sweeney. So that gives them their shortstop, their bat, their catcher, and their outfield all in one.
Yeah.
And then in return, the Yankees would get either Braxton Garrett or Edward Cabrera
Mm-hmm.
and Andrew Nardi.
Andrew Nardi, your reliever, left-handed reliever. Again,
So
that's good value for the Yankees. You get a starter and a reliever with at least 5 controllable years each.
yep.
Okay. And somebody was asking who they're going to replace Torres with. Well, you got DJ and you have Peraza. Right now, either one can play third, the other one can play second, or vice versa. Okay.
You could
And
have
we've already heard people say Torres was second best hitter on the team. That's not really his offense can be replaced. Okay. And they brought in Soto, Grisham, and Verdugo. His offense has already been replaced and then some. So
I just wanted to touch on that because that's a great point. The offense wouldn't be lost because we would have Grisham as the fourth outfielder, but then we have to remember we still have DJ LeMahieu, who,
mhm.
when healthy, is one of the best contact hitters in the sport.
Yeah. They're over, Vinny. Winter meetings ended yesterday. They're over. But you're right. I mean, DJ's a contact hitter. He gets on base. He doesn't have speed, but we don't need him to have speed like the other guys do. So he puts the
We have
ball in play. Got Volpe too. So there's you obviously. I'm not banking on we're not trading Torres just yet. I'm not. They're listening to offers on him. They've already acknowledged that.
They
So,
haven't put him on the block yet, but if they get blown away by an offer, you can bet I'll bet every dollar I've got, which isn't a lot, but I will bet every dollar I got they send him to the team that's giving him the offer that they're blowing him away with.
Yeah. And the Marlins have already shown interest in Gleyber Torres 2 years in a row. So
that should say something.
Yep. Might be. No, he won't be in a Bellinger package. Bellinger's a free agent, Raiden. So you won't have to trade for him. But
and I don't. And if they get Yamamoto, like you said, I don't see them getting Bellinger. I already think they're out of the Bellinger sweepstakes with them getting Verdugo and Soto and Grisham. I don't see it happening. As much as fans would love to see it, there are some fans who would. I don't see it happening. They've got 3 left-handed bats within a 24-hour span.
Yeah.
So with Verdugo there, with Soto there, with Grisham there, and with Rizzo still there, I don't see it happening.
Yep, I don't see it happening either. Strike zone. Then if he's wondering how much more is the most, personally, 8 years, 240, me, or 8 years, 260, which would be 32 and a half. I think that beyond that, it's just silly money. Like
I would do
he hasn't thrown a pitch in the major league yet. He hasn't thrown a pitch in the major.
Yeah, the most I would do would be 8 for 255, 260. That's about as far as I go.
Yep, and that's the key
because he hasn't proven himself in the majors yet.
Yep.
Pitching in the NPB is one thing, but pitching in the majors is a completely different animal that you're talking about. We're not talking about the NPB. We're talking about the major leagues where guys are hitting 30, 40 home runs a year. I mean, this is completely different.
Now you got to face Ronald Acuna. Like you got to face these types of guys.
Yep.
You know, and it's a completely different ball game. Randy Rosarena, the guy, some like Vlad, Bo. I think it's across the board. Luis
I mean,
Robert. So
you've got Soto, you've got Verdugo. I mean, you've got guys like that who,
yeah,
if you make a mistake, will make you pay for it. So
yeah,
that's why you can't be giving him a massive deal. You have to see if he can prove himself. And the other
yeah.
thing I would say is to that you need to have an opt out. You need
Oh
to
yeah,
protect
no
yourself.
doubt, no doubt about that. And yeah, Perez. Yes, we got. That's the only scenario I trade Torres for. Is for pitching. I want to replenish what we just traded away in the Soto trades and in the Verdugo trades. Like,
So
there's no
we
doubt about that.
traded 6 pitchers. We traded Randy Vasquez, Drew Thorpe, Johnny Brito, Michael King, Richard Fitz, and Greg Weissert. That is 6 pitchers that we
Yeah,
traded in 2 days to make this team better. Am I
yeah,
for it? Absolutely, 100%, because
yeah,
it made the team better. But now we need to regenerate that, and we need to get some arms back. And
yep.
I had brought up a trade with Chicago, and Jason, I thought about it, and you're right. We shouldn't be trading any more arms. We should be trading bats for arms.
Yeah. I wouldn't move any arms. Um, Brian, rentals. Well, I mean, our proposal, Gleyber Torres would be the only 1 year guy, but like Ben Workvet is pre-arb.
Yep.
Everson Pereira hasn't even started his pre-arb clock yet. Trey Sweeney
Yep.
hasn't started his pre-arb clock yet. So
Yep.
the only one who would represent the rental would be Gleyber Torres. The other guys you're getting 20 years of control with the other guys. So
You're
we take this into consideration because we're looking to get controllable years back, and we know they don't spend, so we have to give them a controllable years too. We
So
understand that.
that's where the whole thing of Pereira, Sweeney, Rortvet, and guys like that come into play because yes, they're giving us controllable years, but we got to give that back. We can't just say, "Hey, we're going to give you this and this," and not give you the same amount of controllable years or more in return for what you're giving us. Because
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
saying we will give you, up to 12 years of controllable guys or whatever it may be, you can't sit there and be like, well, I'm not going to give that back because I don't feel like it. That's not
Yeah,
how it
exactly.
works.
Exactly. William, I think so too. I think once he comes here, he's going to love it. The fans are going to love him, and he'll get a taste of everything. Food named after him. Like he'll get everything named after him, and he'll get so much love and fanfare here, and he'll be probably at the top of baseball and jersey sales. I think the Yankees have
Did
a
you hear what
huge leg up
happened?
on him.
Did you hear what Soto did?
What do you do?
So he can't. He gets to New York, right? He goes to the MLB store. This was posted everywhere. I don't know if you saw this. Went to
Mm-mm.
the MLB store, saw a Derek Jeter jersey, and said, I guess they recorded it, and he said, "I'm buying your jersey, Jeter. Can you sign this for me?" And Jeter tweeted back, "I'll see you at Yankee Stadium."
Love it. Love it.
You gotta love that. You gotta love the fact that this young kid, who's a superstar and a franchise altering superstar,
Yeah.
comes over and is already paying respect to the captain.
Give him his love, man.
That's
Class.
isn't that great?
That's a mature, classy move. Mature, classy
I
move.
thought that was great, and I wanted to share that with you earlier, but slipped my mind. But I thought
Oh,
that was a classy move on his part.
I haven't seen this video. So, and then if you saw it too, please send us the video in the group chat. I definitely want to see it.
It
I'm
was
really
the classiest thing you'll ever. It was so
awesome.
cool of him to do.
More reason to like Juan Soto.
A
More reason to
great
like
guy.
Juan Soto. By the way, we got 4 more subscribers. Thank you, everybody, so much. I really appreciate it. We've gotten like almost 16 subscribers since the live stream has been on. So I thank you. I really appreciate it.
And when
So
he did that,
go
he
ahead.
had the biggest smile on his face when he did that.
Got that big grin, man. I love it.
You gotta love that. It's like, how could you not fall in love with a guy like that?
Can you imagine what opening day is going to be like?
Oh,
Yankee Stadium, and guess who they play in opening day at Yankee Stadium?
the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Imagine if the Blue Jays get Ohtani, it's going to be a shitstorm, an absolute
Can you
shitstorm.
imagine? Can you imagine Soto and Verdugo in
Oh,
that lineup on opening day against the Blue Jays with Judge? Can you just can you imagine what that crowd is going to be like?
it's going to be crazy. I called my ticket guy today to ask him, like,
Did you
what,
really?
yeah, how many organs am I going to have to donate to buy opening day seats? So I'm waiting for him to get back to me. It's
The
like,
ticket prices are going to go up. I
oh,
kid you
that's why
not.
that's why I wanted to
Oh,
jump on this early before, especially before Ohtani signs, if he signs with the
n-
Blue Jays. So
oh
like,
yeah, no, absolutely. But the ticket
nosebleeds are going to be hundreds of dollars.
the ticket prices for that series is it's gonna be insanity. It's gonna
Yeah.
be an absolute shit show, and that stadium is gonna be sold out, and we both know this.
Hmm. It's yeah, it's freaking nuts, man. Like, but
I've
I'm waiting
never
to see
seen anything like that before. I
I
mean,
can't.
that is, God, I think this has been the most excited I've been about a Yankees season since the 08-09 offseason.
Ah, man, when they do the intros too,
Yeah.
and if they're introducing Yamamoto and they're introducing Soto, like, oh, the place is going to be
Can
crazy.
you know what's gonna be great though is Soto's very first at bat as a Yankee
Oh
and
god.
Verdugo. Be, and I say that because Soto grew up as a Yankees fan, right?
Yeah.
And Verdugo played for the Red Sox, and now we have them both. Can you
Yep.
imagine the ovation the two of them are gonna get?
Oh god. Oh god. It's going to be crazy. Fritz was saying? Don't want anybody spotlights for Dugo. If every prospect like Volpe and Peraza were near his production, Yankees were a real threat in October. Real kids got to do. They got to start to hit, yes. And Verdugo
Yeah.
brings some other value too. For those that haven't heard, the Yankees are minus 26 defensive run saved in the outfield. He's plus 9 by himself, Verdugo. Significant upgrade in defensive production.
It was that's like a jump from here to the moon. That's
Yep.
how great of a jump that is.
Yep, and people keep telling me, "Oh, Soto's a terrible outfielder," and blah blah blah. Even though he's got a 990 fielding percentage, but people are like that's a terrible metric. You got to use other metrics. Defensive run, So and I looked it up. He's got minus 10 defensive run save, but it's in his career over 6 years. So
Yeah.
he's been minus 1 from left field, but he's positive in right field. So the now that we know that Judge wants to play more center, the most logical fit is probably for Verdugo in left, Judge in
Yeah.
center, Soto in right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're going to platoon with Grisham. They got this kid Oscar Gonzalez who has a cannon for an arm. So you'll get off days, you'll get DH days, you'll get guys playing corner outfield, Judge getting breaks. So like they have the depth. The starting outfield is better than the starting outfield last year. The backups that we have now are better than last year's starting outfield. So
Absolutely.
they've gotten significantly better in the outfield.
Absolutely. And I just
Jeez.
think it's funny because you have Verdugo who has a rocket for an
Mhm.
arm. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
does.
if you saw him last year, but he has a cannon for an arm.
He's
Now, if
accurate
you
too.
think of him and Judge with the two best arms in the outfield, with
Mhm.
Soto right behind them,
Yep.
your outfield is very, very strong, and it's much stronger than last year's. Let's just
Crazy.
put it that way.
Crazy. Absolutely nuts. Like it's the potential in the outfield again, and it's not only run production, but it's run prevention too. That's what the
Yep,
defensive side comes in. They'll be shutting runs down.
absolutely.
I know people like Soto's a terrible outfielder, but when you have a good defensive player in the center field, you can play Soto closer to the line, so that if
Mhm.
he does have to chase to the left the ball, the center field is going to be chasing it too. So
Yeah,
it's a different scenario. And I mean,
it's
having played
crazy though.
baseball, yeah, and having played baseball, this is one of the things you learn how to maximize. If you have somebody fast, where to play this person, and like, so that's a relatively easier fix. And it's the left field is harder to navigate. That's why you have Verdugo there, who's a better
Mhm.
outfielder. So But
And
Verdugo's a gaps
Ver
hitter, you know?
Verdugo, or I mean, excuse me, Soto hits to all fields, which we do not have enough of.
Yep, so does
I can't
Verdugo.
stress this enough. I can't stress this enough. You need guys who can hit to all fields. We
Mhm,
do not have enough of that. I think we were last in the league and balls hit to all fields.
mhm.
That's insane to think
We were
about.
second to last against right-handed pitching.
Yep.
Verdugo is top 3 in baseball versus right-handed pitching. Him and
Yes.
Kiermaier murder right-handed pitching. So,
Yes.
and Kiermaier might be a little bit better defender, but Verdugo's a better hitter.
Yeah.
So,
And it's insane to think that we were that bad offensively. And then
yep,
within a span of 24 hours, that got improved.
a hell of a
That
lot
is
more.
insane to think about.
Hell of a lot
And it's
more.
also insane to think about when opening day at Yankee Stadium comes, knowing how that crowd is going to be, what
Mhm,
that atmosphere for those two, for both Soto and Verdugo, are going to be like, because Soto's played in the big spot before. He's a world champ.
mhm.
Verdugo knows that atmosphere because he was in the Red Sox Yankee rivalry. So obviously he knows that. And I think they're going to be just fine. And people are like, oh, well, I see Verdugo getting flipped. Verdugo's not getting flipped. They
They
wanted two
say he's
left-handed. Yeah. They
yeah,
want
'cause
they wanted two left-handed bats. They got them. They got a third, for Christ's sake, with Trent
yep,
Grisham.
yep.
They're not flipping Verdugo. It's not
Nope.
happening. Not going to
Nope.
happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Craig Smith's just saying, yeah, if Lawson was still our hitting coach, I'd be worried. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
a lot of us would be.
absolutely. Thank
No.
God he's not our hitting coach.
Mhm,
I just don't understand. Like, we had such potential with our hitting,
mhm,
and then
mhm.
Dylan. I don't know what happened
His
with Dylan Lawson.
the analytic philosophy that he incorporates, it works like wonders in the minors, but it doesn't translate up to the majors for some reason, and
No,
he's not able to. Nobody's been able to communicate why, right? And
it's
this is where you need some kind. You first of all, you have to figure out why. You got to be able to explain it too. Good communication skills, and you got to be able to relate to analytically and
yeah,
non-analytically players, because certain people are going to respond to certain. Like the veterans responded to Sean Casey, and the
yeah.
kids responded to Dylan
I
Lawson.
saw that.
There's a
That was
difference.
good.
Hmm.
And I think, who is it? Jim Bowen, or James Bowen? That's
Hmm.
our new hitting coach.
The new guy, James Rosen.
Yeah, James Rosen. Thank you. I couldn't remember his last name there for a second. I think James Rosen is going to be just fine. I
He's
think
close with
he'll.
Judge. He's tight with Judge. So
I
you know.
think he'll be just fine. I
Hmm.
think he's going to be great for the offense.
Hmm.
I really think the problem with Lawson is he tried to fix something that didn't need to be fixed,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you can't do that. That is what kills an offense, and
Yeah.
that's
And
the
it's
problem.
yeah. And they're using, they were using the metrics of analytics in a way that wasn't benefiting the players. So like that's that's got to be adjusted. That's got to be improved. And
Yeah,
there really was.
it,
Somebody just
re-
asked, what's going to happen with the outfield that we claimed off the waivers? That's Oscar Gonzalez, Bill. Um, he'll probably be fourth or fifth outfield. It'll be depth here. And
it'll
again,
it'll be depth, but I also could see him getting some time in AAA to kind of. He's going to have to earn a spot.
he's got to
He's
refine
going
his
to have
hitting.
to do it in spring.
He's got to stay sharp in his
Yep.
bat. He's known for his clutch hits, so and he's going to have a pretty good arm in the outfield too. So got probably a cannon for an arm in the outfield. So
Yeah.
he'll be
But
out.
I mean, he could make the team out of spring. We don't know.
Yep.
He could make the team out of spring, and he could come into spring, look good, feel good, and just break and play a good defense and
Yep.
whatnot, and he can make it. Anything is possible. We don't know. But it's
Yep.
a good question, Bill. I mean, I absolutely respect that question because
Yeah.
things like that is fun to talk about.
Yeah, man. And Roaston's got some New York ties. That's true, Bronx ties. So I love that too. Hometown boy. So I'll take it. Sean, if this happens, man, if he's healthy and this happens, sign me up all day. Stanton,
Yeah.
45 bombs, 120 ribbies. Bone's saying that he's healthy, and they're working on some things for his lower body, improve his flexibility and range of motion, decrease his
Good.
injuries. Hopefully,
Didn't
hopefully
Boone
have
say he was going to lose some weight too?
lose some weight too.
Didn't
So
Boone say that?
yeah, they were going to work on losing some weight. He's a big boy. It's like 6'7", 250 pounds
Jesus
of solid
Christ.
freaking muscle. So, what's the best defensive starting outfield we have? Best defensive, in my opinion, Verdugo in left, Judge in center, Soto in right,
I'd agree with
or
that.
Grisham in center. Just if you're talking just defensively alone, then Grisham in center and Judge in right, and
Yeah.
Verdugo in left. Grisham's also like an elite defensive player. His
But
bat's
I would.
far
The
behind.
only problem with him is his bat is not where it should be.
Mhm,
He's got a below average bat, but the defense, I've never
mhm.
seen a center fielder play like that before. That is insane.
Yep, yep,
That's why they got him to be a fourth outfielder.
yep.
So, with that being said, coming in later into games, especially if we're up by a run or two, he's going to be extremely key to that and
Mhm,
keeping that.
mhm.
He's
That's the
almost
freaking
he's almost a carbon copy of Harrison Bader defensively.
Yeah, he gives me shades of Jim Edmonds too. So
Mhm.
he was a great defensive outfielder. But Jefferson, to answer your question, I think we can handle Kenneler should be interested in Sneller. I would pass on Hader. I don't think he's a fit. I think the Yankees they're very more than capable enough of trading for a reliever or finding a gem. Cashman's that's his strong suit. I don't worry about his ability to fill up a bullpen. Snell, I don't know. I mean, honestly, Yamamoto's a fit before that. If we don't get Yamamoto, I'm personally would pivot to Shota Managa, the other lefty from Japan. He elicits a lot of swing and miss pitches. Okay, he doesn't throw as hard as Yamamoto, but he doesn't need to. So he's got a high, good strikeout rate, very low walk rate. So, and again, he'd be a third of the price. It would make it easier for the Yankees to get a reliever and whatever else they need to get. So he's going to be a third of the price of Yamamoto. That's the way. That's what I would do, Jefferson. What about you, Mikey?
So for me, Snell's I don't see Snell coming here. I don't see it. I think
Yeah, me
he'll
neither.
go to Seattle. Honestly, I think he'll end up in Seattle and he'll play for the Mariners, which, mind you, is his hometown team. He is from the Seattle area. So I
Yeah,
see him going to Seattle.
yeah.
Peter,
So,
I
so,
don't want. And there's two reasons why. Not to say that he's a bad pitcher, because he's not. By any means, he's not a bad pitcher. One, he's going to cost way more than it would be to take Torres and flip Torres and a couple of prospects to Miami for a reliever. So that's the
mhm.
first. The second thing is, which really bothered me, was when San Diego called on him for a 4-out save, he complained about it. We do
Yeah,
not need that.
no.
That is not something we need. That is cancerous.
That's not going to work in New York. You
No.
might fly in San Diego. It ain't going to fly here.
Yeah.
They will eat you alive, the media and the
Yeah.
fans. So
The fans will boo him out of the stadium. It's not going
yeah,
to work. And
yeah,
where I see Hader ending up, I see him going to Baltimore. I see Baltimore spending a little bit of money this offseason and getting Josh Hader. In the event that Craig Kimbrell cannot close every single game.
yeah.
And with that being said, Josh Hader is from the Maryland area.
Mhm. Local boy.
So
Local
the
boy.
two local boys play for their home states teams.
I hear you, man. And at CWA, Devin Williams. I don't know if he's on the market, honestly, but he's a guy, another formidable guy to get. He was partners in prime with Josh Hader for all those years. So, um, and he'd be a guy. Oh,
Hey,
Sunil's in the house. What's up,
Jason,
man?
I got a little bit of an update here for you on the Ohtani
What
thing.
you got?
So, Ohtani was reported to be en route to Toronto by John Paul Morosi, though Bob Nightingale of USA
Yeah,
Today reports that Ohtani is still at home in Southern California.
yeah. We were talking about that earlier. He's one of the opposing voices, but nobody's corroborated that. Bob Nightingale, but a whole bunch of people were reporting he was en route on a plane. to Toronto. Morosi and Dodgers beat writers, Toronto people, like, and then you got Nightingale, and then one other report, I forgot who it was, saying that he
It
hasn't left.
was here. I can tell you, it was Ben Nicholson Smith and She Davidi of Sportsnet and Aiden Gonzalez or Alden Gonzalez of ESPN. Those were three of the other reporters that discredited that.
Okay. And
So
again,
that's just something to
Morosi is
put out there.
one of the more formidable reporters. He's one of the more reputable ones. So this could be his Arson Judge moment. Like, he's
I
going to
hate
get
to say it
sold.
because I think John Paul Morosi is not a bad reporter. I think he is a very good reporter, but I
Yeah.
think this is his Arson Judge moment. I think he just made a mistake. It happens. It
Jim
happens to
Bowden.
everybody.
Yeah,
But
Jim Bowden also countered it. Thank you, NFE. Yeah.
I think that this is his moment of being okay. Well, I guess I screwed up on this. My apologies, kind of thing. Move on with it.
We haven't heard anything, Jake Boss, from Jack Curry. Nothing yet. He's generally Yankees. Like, him and Feinstein are mostly Yankees beat writers. So I don't really do too much on this. Morosi is biased towards the Jays.
If I hear anything else about it, I'll let you know. But
started a firestorm this morning. It really did. Right? It's crazy. It's absolutely freaking crazy. I got 2 more subscribers. Thank you, gang. We're up 20.
You guys are awesome.
You guys are the best. I appreciate all yous. Hit the like button too. Let's get over 300 likes if you don't mind.
By the way, if you haven't checked out NFE's channel, the Strike Zone, please do.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic channel. Fantastic information. Just like Jason's, it is a fantastic place to get the best, most up-to-date, most accurate, and consistent information. So please show NFE some love. NFE, do you want to, if you're okay with it, have him post his link
link your channel. Link your channel in here in the comments, and I'd love to just share your channel. He's a member of the 161 family, as is Mike. So we try to help our people as much as we possibly can. So, and Jake wants to know, can we get Bellinger, Luis? I don't think Luis Robert's an option now.
I don't think Luis Robert, and I don't think Bellinger is an option. Honestly,
I don't think Bellinger's an option either.
I like both of them. I don't see them as a fit now that we got the 2 left-handed bats that we needed. Yep. And now if we didn't, okay, so let's say we didn't get Verdugo or Soto, then I could have seen it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But because we got both of them, which I just want to point out, this was reported as well. It was Hal who got that Soto deal done.
Yeah.
It was Cashman who did not want to give up Thorpe or King, but
Cashman's people didn't want to give him. Cashman actually credited Hal for getting it done. So
Cashman's people didn't want to give up King or Thorpe, but Hal said, no, you are giving them King and Thorpe if that's what they want, and you're getting this deal done. So Hal was the driver behind that deal. So Cashman gave him credit, which you've got to give Cashman credit for.
Yeah.
Cashman said, you know what? This was not my doing. This was Hal's doing. He got the deal done, and he was the driver behind it. So I just want to throw that out there for food for thought for any of the Cashman haters, as you call it.
I'm telling you. I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. Much appreciated, guys. Yeah, we're only now. This is crazy. I'm only now another subscriber. Thank you so much. 320 subs away from 20,000. So
let's see if we can get Jason to 20,000 subs before the end of the year, guys. Let's try to do that.
I want to try to get there by the end of the year, and then I want to get Mikey Maz over 1,000. I want to get NFE up to 1,000 too. So we definitely want to get these boys up there. I want to support them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Kevin, because this is what we're like. Ohtani didn't say anything. His people didn't say anything. Beat writers said this, right? And then people ran with it. This channel, like the Blue Jays today, they had you dialed in for like 6 hours on the whereabouts. They were tracking the plane, and it wound up being Robert Herjavec from the Shark Tank that was on the plane, not Ohtani. So.
That's funny, actually.
They were tracking it. They were tracking it like this, every step of the way. And then you had
Yep.
like Blue Jays team, Toronto sports teams, and Toronto beat writers with jersey. At Drake, he's from Canada, he's a big Toronto fan. He had an Otani jersey on, and like it was running rampant in Toronto. And this is the type of energy that we felt a couple days ago when we were waiting for
Yep.
Juan Soto announcement, waiting for like what the, like shit. And it
It's
took a
like,
few
come
days.
on, give me this Juan
So
Soto announcement.
yeah, so if this might be the beginning of that couple of day stressful time that we had with Soto on Otani. So
Yeah.
it could happen in a day or two. We don't know. We'll see.
It could happen at the end of next week. We just don't know. And the
Yeah.
same thing with Yamamoto. Yamamoto could happen in 2 weeks. We just don't know. Nothing
Yeah.
has been announced officially saying that either have signed. We just don't know what's going on with those
Yeah.
because the Yankees still have to meet with Yamamoto. We still have to get this three-ring circus of an Ohtani situation figured out.
Yep.
And then we got to see what's going to happen with Yamamoto if Ohtani goes first. Or
Yep.
we have to see what happens with Ohtani if Yamamoto goes first. So there's a
Yep.
lot of moving parts to all of this. Eventually, it'll get worked out. Eventually, we'll find out where both are going.
Yep.
And then, you know,
And then
we'll
we'll see what
and
other
then
moves the
it's
Yankees
yeah.
do, right?
I don't so if the Yankees get Yamamoto, which I'm very confident that they will.
Yes, Mike Perez. He's meeting with the Yankees Monday. That's right. And Tanaka and Matsui, as far as we know, are going to be there at the meeting.
Yep. As
So,
I'm very confident the Yankees will get him. But if that is the case, I still do not think they are done. I
no,
still
I don't
think
think
they
they
have a move or two left
They need a reliever. Yep. They
that
are.
they can
Some
make.
people have said it too. They are interested in Jordan Hicks. Mike Maz said it too. Like
Yep.
they're interested in Jordan Hicks, hard throwing reliever, and at least one, potentially two. And they might be interested in more than one starter too. We don't know.
So
So
let me throw this little scenario at you, Jason. Now that we're talking about Jordan Hicks, could you see the Yankees signing Hicks and then making a move where they flip Torres, Rover, Pereira, and Sweeney to Miami for an extra reliever and an extra starter?
possibly, yeah.
Just something to think about because these are the moves that you and I have talked about this on multiple occasions. These are the moves that Cashman and Howe like to make. They like
Hmm.
to make the smaller moves, not the sexiest moves, but the smaller moves. I mean,
Hmm.
this offseason, they've made the sexy moves, as we've seen with Verdugo and Soto.
Made him early. They made him
They
early. They
made them
used to do
early.
it.
They didn't wait.
Yeah.
And I have to give Hal credit because of the fact that he didn't wait. And I can tell you now, he was so embarrassed by last season that I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and he was just sick and tired of getting his name dragged through the mud.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. That's NFP's channel right there, gang. The Strike Zone. He's having trouble getting it in the comments. So it's one word, the Strike Zone. If you put it in. And please support his channel. Subscribe. Support the Patriot Chronicles with Mikey Maz and Tats and Fortune Express too. We really appreciate it. I had a couple questions here.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we know. So for those that don't know, Angelo, yes, I mean number 18. The Yankees have reserved number
That
18
number
for
four.
over a year for Yamamoto.
Yes,
18
they
is
have.
reserved for a Japanese ace. Okay, and he is the ace of Japan. He's widely known as the greatest pitcher to ever come out of Japan. So, even when
So there
Tanaka
are
came here, he wore 19 because Hiroki Kuroda had 18. Out of respect, he wore 19 for him.
there are
Go ahead.
two numbers, Jason. There are two numbers that Japanese aces will wear.
Mm-hmm.
That is 18 and 11.
11.
That's why Yu Darvish wears 11, because when he came over, when he was in Japan, when he pitched, he wore the number 11. If a pitcher in Japan wears either 11 or 18, they are considered the ace of their staff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. True. This is true too. Someone was asking if we're going to get, would we rather trade for Bednar or Clase? I mean, I would love either one. They're going to
Either
cost
one
a
would be fantastic.
Bednar is going
I
to
would
cost a lot,
even take
like
Munoz.
even more.
And
What's
you and
that?
I have discussed. I said I would take Munoz if Seattle wanted to give him to us.
Yeah.
You and I
Andres
have talked
Munoz,
about
yeah,
that.
too. Controllable years. He's young. He's 24. Good throwing reliever. And again, Seattle needs bats too. They need bats. So, if I had to choose between the two, well, I don't know. I mean, they're both as effective. They're both bulldogs. Classy is going to cost more, but the reason why, because like you're 5 years or a total of 30 million, that's pretty damn cheap for a frontline closer. So
That's
you try
six
to get
million
profit.
for 5 years, which
Yeah,
is insane for a
yeah.
closer of that stature.
You try to get that. You try to get that. But Brunswick, yes, shout out for that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly, Jake Boss. This is the Yankees don't normally act this early, and they acted this early. The Yankees, and we needed the Yankees to act this early. So I'm very thankful
Yes,
to Cashman
as
and
a
Hal for doing that. I'm very thankful to Judge and Cole for being in Hal's ear too. Thank you.
yes,
265 likes. We need
because
35.
without Judge and Cole, we wouldn't have gotten those two. I got to tell you, because
Yeah,
Judge
I
and
agree.
Cole have been in Cal's ear since the beginning. And I
Yep.
want to give a shout out to NFE because he brought up one of the best points this whole off season, which was this is a do or die off season for the Yankees.
Yeah.
If they don't do anything, they're going to lose the fan base altogether, and you can
Hmm.
forget about anything coming from it.
Yeah. And we don't care what these guys say, or Hal and Cashman say. We care what they do. Okay. Because like, we said this too. Like what they do gives you an idea of whether they actually meant what they said or not. And they
Exactly.
clearly mean what they said by making moves that they've already made. So,
Those
and
two moves of Verdugo and Soto prove they are serious about winning, and they're not just bullshitting us.
yeah,
So it's a breath of fresh air. And I said this morning on Tats's show that it's like that black cloud is now finally starting to be removed,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So
and
freaking
we
true.
needed that. We needed to get rid of that black cloud.
Yeah, man. So freaking true. What is this? Okay. Oh yeah. Here we go. I'll put the link if you want like something to type into the URL. If you want to check NFE's channel, I'm gonna put the link out for you here. Give me a second. To.com /. Damn long, dude. One. Right? There it is. That's the URL link to the channel. So there you go. Strike zone. Action. You damn right. Action speaks louder than words. Hawaiian. That's it, baby.
Do you mind if I throw mine into
Go ahead. Yeah, go
comments
ahead.
as well? All right.
Yeah. This is 4Train's link too. Consistent Yankees content. Okay. And here we go, Bryce. We got his final pitch here, Monday's pitch. If I'm the Yankees, put him in a room with Judge, Soto, Cole, Matsui, Tanaka, 275 on a number 18 pinstripes jersey. Oh, I would definitely have a jersey, pinstripe jersey with a number 18 already made. I would have it. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you challenge him to say no. Hell yeah. 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 I mean, oh my God. This is another one. And again, like I am more concerned about this than I am Ohtani. I mean, if the Jays fans get him, and I have somebody saying here that the Cubs are going to get him, we don't know. We don't know, right? So, if the Cubs happen to get Ohtani, they get Ohtani. So,
Jason,
if
I'm
they
going to
do,
put it
they
in the
do.
private chat. So
Got it. Oh, exactly. No owner wants to, and I got to give Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, credit because he flew out to Japan and dined with Ohtani and his family this past week. So, doing owner stuff, man. That's owner shit right there. So, and
I just
I tell
posted
you,
it in the private chat for you.
let me see. And this is for Train Expresses. Come, oops. Who else we got here? Fisher. Who's Fisher, Gerald? Who's Fisher? Oh, Fishman. He's the assistant GM. He's the head of analytics, Mike Fishman. Yeah, if I never heard him speak again, I would not be upset. Honestly. I wouldn't be upset. Like, just stop talking, please.
If you
Really.
check your WhatsApp, Jason,
Yeah.
the link for the Juan Soto thing I was telling you about earlier is there in the
All
group
right,
chat.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out after we're done here. Soto would say the lot. Yeah, I think Soto. Yeah, definitely. It's a good one, Fritz. I know, listen to you, man. You're stupid, man. You don't know shit. It's gonna have Soto to be a player / hitting coach. So, and here's this guy.
Soto himself could be a hitting coach. Is absolutely right.
Hype Beast J, which link is broken? Which link is not working? Let me know. Maz's link won't open. They're saying your link won't open, dude.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
Just go to your URL, copy and plug it into the comments. Probably the easiest way to do it. With the Juan Soto video in the video chat. I can't get that either, Strike Zone. But I'm gonna check this out. This video. I'm excited. Thank you guys for letting me know and sharing that, man.
Yeah, no, it was such an awesome moment to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. Yeah, right here, CWA. I mean, all right. How would you put the order for your lineup right now, as it is, without any more moves? How would you set it up? And let's just say with Torres staying.
So there's two ways I would set it up. First way would be Volpe, Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Stanton, or Rizzo, Stanton. What am I up to? 7?
Needs a space between the link and the word opens. Talking about your link, Massa.
Okay.
Rico, that's how we do it, bro. You know that. That's how we do it. We throw a little impersonation. We throw a little bit of Tony Montana when we can, And like, I mean, I can imagine the Lawson. I'm trying to make you better, Juan. Okay, just listen to me. So I was gonna like, and just give it to him in Spanish and give me my chancleta.
So I just in the
private chat, a fresh chancleta.
In the private chat, I just put the YouTube channel in it so they can go to YouTube and just search it, make it easier.
There it is.
All
right. At the end, youtube.com/ and then this.
So way one would be Volpe, Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Rizzo, Stanton, LeMahieu, Wells, and then what position? And then Peraza. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is with Torres or without Torres?
With Torres, whichever.
Okay.
One.
So we'll do it with Torres for both. So it would be Volpe.
Yes, he is, Mike. He's a starter in Managa.
Volpe, Verdugo, Judge, Soto, Rizzo, Stanton, Torres, Wells, and then LeMahieu. Or you could flop Volpe and LeMahieu and have Volpe 9th and LeMahieu leading off.
All right.
That's if you have Torres. If not, then you would have Volpe as 1 and Peraza as 9.
I can see that too. It makes the lineup very difficult to get through. So
it really does.
Isn't that the point, right? No.
The point is to not make things easy for people.
Yeah, exactly, man. Here we go. We got a good question. Who are we taking? Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle versus Judge and Soto. Which double Ooh,
Oof. Oof.
Jesus.
Oof. That's
Uh,
tough.
shit. Well, I would do them in reverse order. I would go Mantle and Ruth, and then Soto, then Judge.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a hard one, man.
That's hard because they're both very similar with what they did when they played.
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough. I don't know.
that's a good question. I gotta think about this one, King. That's a good question, one King.
That's a great question.
A really good question. Soto and Judge, I can't wait to see, and I hope it's never. I
That's
hope
going
it's
to be fun to
uh,
watch.
good heavens, good heavens, heavens
Good
to
God Almighty.
analytics say you put your best player in two spot, get you 50 more bats. And again, this is one reason why I think they put Judge in the two spot because they had a lack of options last year. Now that they don't have a lack of options, I think it makes more sense to put Soto in the two spot. And again, I want to put as
I
many
would
under percentage guys in front of Judge to give him RBI opportunities.
I would put Soto behind Judge to give him more protection.
I would put him in front, and I'm going to put Rizzo behind him
Really?
because I want my RBI guys to be after the on baseball guys. I want
But
the,
Soto
I
can
want
drive in runs.
what's that?
Soto drives in a bunch of runs every year, doesn't he?
He could, he could.
I would only think do Soto after Judge, so then you get that lefty righty lefty combo.
Well, I want Soto in front of Judge because he gives him more at bats.
That's true too.
I want him and Judge to maximize the at bats. Soto's an on base percentage machine, so
Whew.
Soto hates the
He's
bat second. Craig, we'll see about that. Maybe he hates bat second on
he
the
is
power.
going to be very fun to watch in the Yankee uniform.
Yeah,
Him
exactly.
and Verdugo.
He
And
walks
you
a
know
ton
something?
together. Exactly.
By
Go ahead.
getting both of them, they're giving Judge a very strong supporting cast, and
Yeah,
they're giving that they are trying to make the best of the final years of Cole and Judge's prime. That's
yeah,
what
man.
they're doing.
Taking advantage of these guys prime. And like I said, this is one reason why I'm picking um, what do you call it? Soto over Otani because I want more prime years. You get more prime years of Soto than you're going to get of Otani.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's important. Two trains of thought. Soto after Judge to force teams to pitch to him. Soto before Judge, so his on base percentage is on base for Judge's home runs. Well, this my other concern where like, but I think it's less of an excuse now. Now that they brought in Verdugo and Grisham too. Now that the lineup's long, had it just been Soto, they could have just pitched around him and Judge, knowing the rest of the team wasn't going to drive them in. But
Yeah.
now
But
you have
now
a you have
you
more
have
contact.
a much more difficult predicament because
Yeah,
you not only have Soto and Judge, but you have Verdugo as well.
yeah, and you could essentially. I mean, I would bat Rizzo fourth, probably, and then I go Glaber Torres fifth, Stanton sixth, Verdugo seventh, Austin Wells
Interesting.
eighth, Oswald Peraza ninth, something like that.
Interesting.
Um, that's kind of how I would do it. I think I want every segment of three. I want a contact hitter in every segment of three.
Yes, that's actually a great point.
The contact
Interesting.
hitters, they're good for breaking up slumps. They're good for breaking up, lulls of production. They slump less than power hitters who are reliant on power versus at expense of the strikeout. So that's why I want them consistently laid out through the lineup so that they're always having a chance to score every inning.
Yeah,
So instead of having like
it's an
three short,
interesting point, though.
it's just the way I would. That's the way I think about it. Like, I mean, it's like we had last year. We had Frenchie Cordero, we had Willie Calhoun, Bowers, McKinney. These guys weren't doing dick really. So, and now that we have these other guys, it represents a whole different ball. It was a contact hit, so it was a contact hit with high arm release percentage. Like you put Soto around the top, you put Verdugo around the bottom, and you sandwich somebody in the middle. It's a whole different look.
Oh,
So
it's a completely different look.
yeah. So again, I don't want to make it. I don't want at any point for pitchers on the opposing team to have an easy stretch.
No, that's the last thing you want, especially
Mhm.
when you know you've got the weapons in the lineup.
Mm-hmm. Colossal cloud all day in the Mick. It's kind. It's hard to argue with the. I would put Babe and Joe Glass from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like I would put anybody with Babe. It's like, but Babe and the Mick. That's hard, Barico Nation. Shout out to you for. That's hard to compete with.
Yeah.
Like, the only I think my best all time. I don't know. My best all time 1 through 3 would probably be Ty Cobb, Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, something like that. Like,
You
I
know
don't know.
what's going to be insane to think about, though, and I just remember talking to NFA about this, was the Yankees get Yamamoto and the Jays get Ohtani, what that does for the American League East. The
Changes the whole.
American,
It goes
the
from the AL
American,
East to the AL Beast.
yeah, the American League East
Mhm.
could easily run Major League Baseball
Oh,
alone
God.
on its own.
It would
That
be
is,
just.
that's who does that? That is complete insanity. You have 4 of the top hitters in one division on 2 different teams. 3 of
Yeah.
them are on one of them.
Yep. Yep.
And then you got another 2 of them. You actually have 5 of the top hitters in Major League Baseball in that division alone
Mm-hmm.
on 2
Mm-hmm.
separate teams.
Crazy,
Because
man.
then the Rays and Orioles and Red Sox are looking like, holy fuck,
Mm-hmm.
we are in a world of hurt.
Yeah, man.
We've
Funny,
got the
man.
Jays with Ohtani and Vlad, and then we've got the Yankees with Soto, Judge, and Verdugo. And it's like, what are we doing?
Oh shit! I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
I think it would be great for baseball. I mean, not for other divisions, but for the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
And see that matchup every
Mm-hmm.
year for how many ever years it would be insane. The
Mm-hmm.
crowds would be sold out at the
Mm-hmm.
Rogers Center and at Yankee Stadium, and that rivalry between the Jays and Yankees would heighten so much that the ratings would go through the roof.
Hell yeah. And CWE Red Sox was, they brought in Tyler O'Neill today from the Cardinals via trade. It's a nice little quiet move. Don't be surprised if Jordan Montgomery signs for them or Blake Snell. Montgomery's wife just moved to, they just moved to Boston because his wife has taken a dermatology residency at Harvard Medical.
I heard about that.
And so don't be surprised. I think them moving there decreases the chances of them re-signing in Texas. But with all that said, he could go back to Texas for all we know. But I would rather. I think he
will.
probably wants to be close to home. I mean, they were both thrown out of whack when they were uprooted from the Yankees to go to St. Louis. I don't know if they want to be uprooted again. So
I think that they will re-sign with Texas. I think he had a great time in Texas. His wife loved it in Texas. He did really well there. He really proved his worth in Texas, which is what I think he wanted to do with us. But with everything that they were trying to do with him, he couldn't do here. I really honestly think he will re-sign with Texas.
he might. I had predicted him before his wife moved to Boston to Massachusetts. I actually predicted him to Boston as a way of sticking it to the Yankees. So
Really?
I'm going to stick with that prediction. We'll see where the hell he goes.
Definitely a ballsy prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I had predicted Ohtani to Seattle. So
you and I both had Ohtani going to Seattle.
I had Snell going to Texas. Josh Hader going to Texas.
We had Bellinger going to Texas.
Bellinger, that's right. And Bellinger going to Texas. He could still do that. Right now, CWE in the offseason. Yes, they have. Offseason's not over. The offseasons are early. We still got 2 months of the offseason.
We still got 2.5 months left in the offseason.
Yeah.
And it's already explosive as it is. So think of it in the next week or two, how much more
Mhm,
explosive it's going to be. Because when the two big chips fall, everything else will follow after. So
mhm.
once Yamamoto and Ohtani are off the board, everything else is going to go off the board. I can guarantee you, Monty will sign, uh, Bellinger will sign, and then it'll start to get quiet, and then it might have a couple more big signings here and there. But once those two big pieces go, then the last two big pieces on the board will also follow.
Here's a John Morosi tweet. Some of the folks here just pointed it out. I'm going to take a look at it. He just posted this 2 minutes ago. Today, I posted reporting that included inaccurate information that Shohei Ohtani was traveling to Toronto. I regret the mistake and apologize to baseball fans everywhere. I am deeply sorry for letting you down. That's John Morosi on his Twitter.
Hmm.
So he owned it. He owned his mistake. He had his
And
Arson Judge moment.
yeah,
John Heyman never really owned up to his Arson Judge moment. He just owned up to this. So, um, good for him. Good
you
for
know
him for
what?
doing.
Good for him for saying, "Look, I fucked it away.
Yeah,
That's my bad. I apologize for it." And
yeah. So Neil's saying Arizona or San Francisco. I can see San Francisco. I can't see Arizona.
yeah,
Arizona needs a DH. I could see them getting JD Martinez, but
I
San
could see
Francisco.
him making a play for Bellinger. They just signed Eduardo Rodriguez to a contract that could
Yeah,
get up to 99 million.
yeah. Bellinger too. I could see San Francisco's. They could sign him out of desperation, Sunil.
Yeah.
Like they struck out on all the big guys of the last couple of years. I could see them giving him $600 million and letting him be the star there and building, you know, something around him. And they got Conforto, they got Mike Yastrzemski, they got Jock, and you add Shohei Ohtani. That's not bad. So I can see.
No, it's not.
Personally, Sunil. I mean, if I'd be shocked if Arizona stepped up and got in on. And I'm still not. Now that we know this, I'm not ruling out Braves. So
No, not doing it.
yeah, Oakley. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. Own up to them. He owned up to it, and I'll even take the hit for putting it out this morning.
I
Even
will
though,
too.
yeah, I mean,
I
it's
will
it's
too.
it's put it
I
out.
mean, I did put out a video tonight saying that there were conflicting reports about it,
Hmm.
and that when I get more information, I'll put it out. But I'm not sure if that video is done uploading. But I did say tonight that there were conflicting reports, and um, that nothing's been confirmed yet.
Yep. Damn word lifer. Whatever situations, it could be worse. It could be a Blue Jays fan. Damn. Okay. Now they know. I mean, this is the type of letdown that a lot of
now
Yankees feel, but it's also
Now
self
they
inflicted
feel
a
the
lot.
pain of what we had to go through when we were waiting on the news for Juan Soto.
Yeah, and a lot of all these other situations for Yankee fans, a lot of times it's self inflicted because they create
Yeah,
these. It's not everybody, but a lot of Yankee fans create these astronomical expectations. So,
yeah,
and when it doesn't happen, they let down, and then they just they pivot right to blaming Cashman and Howe. So,
this is
I
true.
don't. I think that's comical in my opinion, but that's what people do, unfortunately. Um, so Neil, you should just drive back and forth Austin and see what happens, man. Arson Heyman last year, Arson Morosi. Yeah, man. Maybe tomorrow it's Arson Fun tomorrow. Shit, man.
I mean, at this point, you've got to give credit to Morosi for owning up to it because
Yeah.
he he said, "Look, I know I put out false information. I should have verified it. That was my mistake. I apologize for it." And he's trying to, I don't think he's trying to get or make Blue Jay fans feel any better than what he because of what happened. I think he's
Hmm.
just trying to say that he had no intention of giving a false report. He probably heard it from someone else
Yep.
and didn't corroborate it, which happens,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to a big name like that, and him being on the market and everybody wondering where he's going to go. So, mistakes happen. And
And this is Blue Jays today. The guys that were putting this out for like an hour. These are the guys that gained 1,500 subscribers today. Everyone makes
That's
mistakes,
nuts.
and it's nice to hear some accountability. And this is their Twitter. That being said,
Okay.
it was abundantly clear John Morosi was just trying to get ahead of this news and get credit if Ohtani signed. Apology accepted, credibility gone. Okay. I wouldn't say that really because you guys rode this the whole time. So you
Yeah.
were riding this, all the other people. And John Morosi should not be the only one you're saying this to. All those other Blue Jays beat writers, the Dodgers beat writers. He wasn't the only one that did it, but it looks like he's the only one that owned up to it. So
Yep.
I don't think his credibility's gone.
I
So
don't think his credibility is gone. I just think right now it's going to be in question for a lot of things because of this for a while, but he will get his credibility back. I don't see how he wouldn't. He is a good reporter, but you know,
yeah, man. Let's see.
Okay, breaking news.
Mm, I'm responding to him. I said it's all good. It happens. Just please report Yamamoto to the Yankees. That would be great.
so my brother-in-law, who's a Mets fan, because it's Hanukkah, I had wished him and my sister-in-law happy Hanukkah. My brother-in-law literally texted me back, and I thought this was great in the spirit of the off season. He said, "MM, congrats on your early Christmas present, Juan Soto. He's really good."
That's right. That's right, baby. Damn right. Christmas came 19 days early for us.
Yes, it did.
Mhm. And Hanukkah came, I think, like a day late for it, but we had a couple. We had Hillel and we had the Yankees War Room. They're both Jewish. They forgave them, so it's
Yep.
fine. And you guys get
But
10 days of presents. We get one. So shut up. All right?
but no,
Christmas is 10 days.
I thought it was definitely in good fun that he wrote that, and I'm like, that's really cool that he would do that. As a Mets fan, to say, congratulations on getting the biggest bat out there next to Ohtani, arguably the best player in the sport. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Look at this shit. You were two terrible reporters just saying do better. We're not the reporters. The beat writers did that. You just had to block a troll. So just
No,
had
I
to
love
block
it.
a troll. Yeah,
The
I
trolls
hear
must
you,
be
Ryan. Thank you. Thank you. Trolls got to be blocked. Yeah, man. It is what it is. But everybody, thank you so much for support, for subscribing to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. We got like 25 subscribers in this live stream. Doesn't
That's
match the
insane, dude.
1,500. Doesn't match the 1,500 that Blue Jays today got today.
But that's
it's
still
still
insane. That's
yeah,
still pretty cool.
it's still greatly appreciated. And I thank you so much. And hit the like button on the way out too. Let's get past 300 likes if we can. I don't have a clue how many likes we have here, so I can't see it. So I don't have a clue. So
Let me
let's see.
check here. Hold on.
293.
We have 294 according to Chris the Flash.
All right. We need 6 likes to get to 300. Someone
Let's
else
see
is
if we
just
can
saying
get to 300 likes before we
wrap it up here.
yeah.
Yeah. 8 days, my consigliere. Okay, it's all right. My fault. Hanukkah's 8 days. Thank you for clearing that up, my consigliere.
Yeah.
That's why he's a consigliere. He clears it up. He fixes it. He's the advisor. He
exactly.
He corrects this stuff.
He
Cleans up the
keeps
mess.
us in line there, Jason.
Yes, he
Joel
does.
keeps us in line.
Yes. That's why we love you, man. That's why we need you here. You know? What do we got here?
That's why we got 302 likes. Raiden just put that up.
All right. Thank you very much, gang. Appreciate that.
Did you see what Low Scott put up?
Who did?
Low Scott.
Where's the Outlaws guy? And my Y Underground is way better than these guys. He's probably a troll for them. And actually, no, they're not. But go right ahead and say that. So we don't pat ourselves in the back 100 times a day. Say how great we are. No.
But
If the Yankees win the World Series in 2024, well, Soto will need. Yeah, I mean Soto's going to get 500 million regardless, John.
yeah, he's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
If we know Ohtani is gonna. We know Otani's gonna get paid. So Soto's gonna get paid. We got another troll.
Yeah, trolls for this propaganda network.
But yeah, I think it's gonna take whatever Ohtani gets. You can bet your bottom. I can bet my bottom dollar that Soto is gonna get more.
Oh yeah, he's young. He's 5 years younger than Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I mean, it's plain and simple. That's definitely how that's gonna.
Yes,
Another
exactly. Sunil. Thank you. Like,
Ringo Starr.
yeah, the fact that people have to come here and say that is kind of comical, but it is what it is. It
Whatever.
is what it is. Like I said, I don't spend my time bragging about how good I think I am and all that stuff. Other people can do that. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. So go enjoy his channel. That's totally fine.
John O'Neill put something up. Yeah, 500 million is a given. I suppose. I
Yeah.
guess the only way to make a contract bigger is with achievement bonuses. I mean, it's a fair statement.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
It's
fair
definitely
statement.
a fair. So
Yes, indeed. That's a good one. When do I think Yamamoto's Alex? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that it's the Yankees. I'm hoping that it's next week, but I don't know. You know?
more trolls.
Yeah, more troll. Pitiful. Pitiful.
What's up, Dev?
What's up? I know, Ryan. That's the quality. That's the the fact that that's the quality of audience, the quality of whatever you want to call it, and they attract. So it is what it is. Whatever.
Did you see what Sunil wrote? What Sunil wrote?
What did he say? Pat Mahomes
Pat
is probably
Mahomes is
looking.
probably looking at this saying, "The fuck."
That's right. That's right. Look at Pat Mahomes. Oh, that's great. Are the MLB networks on the analyst being petty because Ohtani wants to keep his rating? Some of them are, Jason. Yes, Ken Rosenthal and a couple other folks are bitter that Ohtani doesn't want stuff leaked. So, but it's like, dude, it's his private business. Let him have let him decide privately without, you know. But I understand, like, people want to get ahead of it. Like, people do it for attention, for views, for I get it. Like, you know. And this is why, like, The Athletic and Ken Rosenthal and them, you click on their links and you can't read anything without a membership because they want you to buy a membership.
Yeah.
They have some good articles, and like you can read the first 6 lines, and then it highlights and it goes membership, something, such and such per month. Like that's just what people do. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna be a fun. Um, it's definitely gonna be a fun few days, or I
Mm-hmm.
mean, week or a couple weeks because of who's still left,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Rams fan
like I said earlier.
officially not out yet, as far as we know right now.
Yep.
Officially not out.
As far as we know, the Dodgers still have as good of a chance to sign Ohtani as they did before.
Yeah. Freaking
So it like I said, we will find out. It will come to a close. Ohtani will get a home. Yamamoto will get a home, and that'll be it.
Yep. Yep. Yes, indeed, man. And again, they'll move on and they'll play. They'll get paid, and the rest of the off season will happen. What's up, Dev? What's good? Again, it's amazing how like Chris, I'm not questioning you, Chris, but it's amazing how the trolling or wherever it's coming is only coming from one channel. Why? Well, I don't talk about them on this channel. Why? What's the beef? Where's it? Where's the problem? You know what I mean? It's sad.
You see what New Brunswick put?
Seems like the trolls come out the closer you get to midnight. Yeah. Yeah. The trolls come out at night. The trolls come out at night. You get cool. Like what was it? Who the hell sang that? Dougie Fresh, right?
Something like that.
Same person, multiple accounts. Yeah, it could be Jake. It could be, but Brunswick. You're right, man. Oh my God. Yankees have 4 years left on Stanton. That's correct. Hicks has 2 more years left at 10 million per in a fee. DJ's got 3 years left at 15 per. Rizzo's got next year 17 million. I think there's an option after that, but I don't think it's gonna be exercised by the team. So next year is 17 million Rizzo and then $8 million Josh Donaldson buyout. Gone. It's 25 million off the books. The year after that, Hicks comes off the books. That's 10 million.
Yep.
The year after that, DJ comes off the books 15, and then Stanton comes off the books at like 30. So almost 100 million coming off the books next 4 years.
Yeah.
So they have, you know.
Oh God, you see what Anthony?
Anthony?
Hey Jason, instead of you got another troll.
Yeah, I know. I think they're just jealous. Just jealous, man.
Anthony put, "Hey Jason, instead of getting the
Trolls?
idiot trolls, what are the porn trolls?"
I don't know, man. We missed the porn trolls. They used
They're
to be
no longer
coming
here.
out all the time. They used to be. How about some big tits? Here's dildo silly. We had some great porn trolls, right? And then they just disappeared on us. They fell out of love, and they cheating on us with some other channel. These porn
Yep,
trolls.
another troll.
Yeah, this is all. It is a little bug logic. Yeah, I mean, this is the crowd that they attract over there, unfortunately. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Chris.
invite the trolls to the mats. Invite the trolls to the mats. Yeah, and none of these guys would last on the mats. None of these trolls. But it is what it is. And again, we don't talk about that channel. So why are the trolls from this particular channel coming on here, saying this stuff? Anybody?
There's no need for it. Because I can tell you now they would never do that to you, so there's no need to do it to us.
Yeah. They're trying to implicate. I don't know. I mean, I'm not blaming people. I can't prove he's saying this, but again,
Yeah, and Chris
we
has
don't
said
talk
he's
about
never
it.
seen the people that are saying that he's never seen them on that channel. So
It does make underground look real bad. Yes, it does. That's the type of quality of people that it's attracting, obviously. Like, why are trolls from that channel or impersonating that channel coming on here. We don't talk about that channel here.
Because I know they
Rick Garland-
certainly don't talk. Because I can tell you now, they certainly don't talk about this channel on their channel. They don't do that. They've got other things to do.
Yeah, we don't talk about them over here. So, exactly, exactly. Saying all the same loser in all caps too. I know. Guy has to be living in his mom's basement, Ryan. Exactly, dude. Oh shit, this is fantastic.
Some of these comments are fantastic.
Sunil and Ray on the grind. Those listeners are coming here acting like a bunch of Trump humpers. You guys are embarrassing. Look, and you guy, I'll say this: Sunil gives a fair assessment to everybody. Them here and everybody. He's calling you out too. This is the type of low IQ audience that attracts. Right? Well, there you go, man. We don't attack them, and Sunil can attest to that. So, and I know people on here like Chris and NFE and Mike and Sunil. We don't go over there and troll on their stuff. Ever. So what do you guys what do you choose?
I've got respect I've got respect for their channel, just like I have respect for your channel. I don't start bashing other channels because there's no need for it.
No. We'd rather talk Yankees. Right, Craig Smith? Yeah, exactly. Let's just talk Yankees. We've been talking Yankees for like the past 2 hours and figuring out the Arson Judge moment for John Morosi and all the shit that they went through tonight and put their fans through tonight and how we felt that type of disappointment for the last couple of years. So, it's crazy.
Definitely. Well, like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And at the end of the day, it will be resolved. All these contract issues.
Michael Capuno has numerous screen names apparently generating this troll traffic. Well, that's a shame. Who's Michael Caputo? Who's that? I don't know who Michael Caputo is.
He was on Hector's stuff,
my apologies.
Kevin's stuff.
My apologies.
So,
well, I like to think they don't, Craig. But why are they coming here claiming to be from them? Why would they come here and just troll for that, even if they're not trolling for that channel? What's the connection between yourself and them?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I listen to your stuff. I listen to MYY Underground. I listen to all that, but I will never bash another channel. There was no need for it.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
No need for it. Because I have respect for anyone who puts out good, consistent content like your channel, Hector's channel, and YY Underground. I will never bash you. There's no need for it. It's uncalled for.
Here we go, the Tommy Smith. There we go. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Pitiful, dude. Pitiful. Sad how much time they spend. You guys got to get a life, man. Seriously. That's right. No politics in baseball. Exactly. I don't know how to make you a moderator on StreamYard, Sunil. I don't know how to help. Let me find out.
I think you can make him a moderator on YouTube, Jason, and he'll carry over to your live streams whenever you do them.
So if he makes a comment on a video, I can make him a moderator that way.
Well, if you're a moderator, so like how I'm a moderator on your channel, I think I can go in and get rid of a comment. I'd have to look though.
Yeah, like when I was streaming before through YouTube, it was easy to do it because they would just click on something and it would say make a moderator. This option doesn't exist now in StreamYard.
Hey, Mr. Coconuts, No, we're not doing that. Enough.
Okay,
Chill out with that.
let's cook on
100% chill out with that. We don't bash other channels here.
Yeah, let's not.
You don't have to agree with everything that a channel says, but don't
Show it to him,
bash them.
Sunil. Show it to him, Sunil. You could show it to Pete if you want, and just you could say like, because they're making him look bad.
Yeah, they
So
are.
there's no need to do that. There's really
Absolutely.
no need to do that. There's no need to make him look bad. Okay.
No,
So,
there's no need
no
for that.
Bauer. I don't think Bauer's going to be the first choice, Joel's to the Yankees. So
Mm-mm.
if they bring in second two pitchers, then he, at least in my opinion, would be the maybe a second choice or option.
Bauer has too much baggage for me, in my opinion. I
would agree.
I think he's got, with everything that went on, I just think, I'm not saying he's a bad pitcher. I just think with the baggage that comes with it, it wouldn't be a good fit. Plus, you would have to talk to Cole about it with everything that went on with him and
Yeah.
Bauer. I think it's too much of a situation that we don't need.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody asked who's better, Mets fans or Red Sox fans. They're both awful. So they hate Yankee fans. So
It's a sausage troll.
Sent here by Pete. Sunil, take a screenshot of that before I block him. Take a screenshot before I block him, dude. Yeah. You guys got to get lives. You really do. 310 likes. All right. NFP. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Yeah,
but that's what we have.
have.
We spent the first 90 minutes talking about the shit that the Toronto Blue Jays fans went through tonight. The hell that they went through. I feel bad for them. I do. So
it's crazy though, because I don't think they have experienced something like that where they were on the brink of possibly getting someone like that and then it be taken away in a heartbeat. So I think they now understand what we went through when Heyman did the whole Arson Judge thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and John Heyman got hell for a year. He still gets hell for that.
Oh,
he still does. And fucking Morosi's gonna get torn. He's gonna. You better buy a case of Vaseline, dude. You're gonna get it, man. You're gonna get the business, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
well, John Heyman. I mean, John Heyman did say he was sorry for it, but John Heyman also, after apologizing about it, was getting. I mean, he got shit for it to begin with, but because of the magnitude of the deal that I guess it was, that he had put out, right?
Screenshot them, Sunil. You got some more NY Underground trolls here. Screenshot these guys. Show Pete all the stuff. Just so he knows. So he can block them on his channel too.
Made to look bad.
Yeah, these guys are making him look terrible.
I have all the respect in the world for you and for Pete, and that's not cool. We can't be doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Ball cap, yeah. I mean, that's probably one reason I like ball cap, because it makes it fun. Like, we made it fun too. Like, it's like we were, it's, you want to razz on the Jays fans a little bit, poke them a little bit here and there, but like,
yeah,
they got put through hell, man. It sucks, but because like I said, like they had this live stream. They were tracking his goddamn airplane that he wasn't even on for like 4 hours straight. And you're like, oh, it's just, you track like this little thing like this, and the path and all this stuff. Like, it was crazy. But how they had 4,000 people on the live stream. 4,000.
And you know what's crazy is I was on a live stream as like this with you and Jim you can have some of the greatest conversations with him.
Yeah, Jim's fantastic. I love having him on here too. He brings good insight, and he
really
fun.
does.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the night that I got to speak with you and him. I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. He really brings up a lot of very consistent information, and that's what makes him so fun to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Chris the Flash. I'm not saying Pete
Oh
said to these
God,
people.
did you see what
Tell
your
him.
consigliere put?
You should tell him that they're trolling on behalf of his channel. They're making him look bad. So give him a heads up. Consul,
Hey,
where's Consul? Let's
he
see.
said like NASA tracking Santa Claus.
Yeah, exactly. It's like NASA tracking something. Exactly.
In our group chat, I put it was with the whole Ohtani thing. It's like, where's Waldo?
It's like these folks are trying to create a beef between me and Pete. Like,
There's no need for it. And I know
guys,
Pete from listening to his stuff, he would never approve of that. He's always trying to keep it friendly and give, good content out. And I know he would not approve of that. So
yeah,
Sunil and Chris, let him know that someone's trying him. There are people there in this chat making him look bad.
there's like 20 of them. So we have
Yeah.
to block like 20 of them already. So, and I hope you screenshotted some of this, so you can see. Yeah. Poor troll. Spanking loss. It's fun. Yeah. Great, man.
Oh, that was a good laugh.
Oh shit, man. This is fantastic. Man, freaking tastic. Oh, this is great, man.
You got to admit we get some good laughs out of this.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Again, what are these people gonna do? Nothing. So whatever. You know what I mean? New Brunswick. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing people wanted to hang him by his dick today, Morosi. Like,
I
they
mean,
wanted to throw him to the wolves. I get it. They found out it was untrue, but at least he owned it. I'll give him that. He owned it.
no, he did own it, and that's where you got to give him credit because he did come out and say, "I screwed up, and I know I screwed up, and I want to
Yeah.
apologize to people about that." Did you see what Jeets
Yeah.
put? Ohtani was on Space Mountain, not that flight to Toronto.
Space Mountain. Morosi's gonna have JGS. Does anybody know what that is? Joey Gallo syndrome. He's not gonna want to leave his house for a little while now. Joey Gallo was afraid to leave his house when he was playing for the Yankees because he was afraid the fans were gonna beat him up. So we got more here. Look,
on body, take a picture of that. Take a picture of that, Sunil.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it right here. I'll keep it right here for you, Sunil. Let me know if you take a screenshot of this. And he's saying that he's sent here by Pete to invade. Yeah, speaking on behalf of Pete right there. So
great job,
that,
troll.
Sunil. Yeah.
Great job, troll.
I'll take it too. Take the screenshot for you too. There you go, Sunil. I'll send it to the group chat so you have it. So that
Chris said he just messaged Pete.
Okay. And Chris knows, man, we don't talk about him here, dude. We don't talk about Pete. Fake accounts. Yeah. They probably are. Probably are. But they're making them look bad. They're making them look really bad.
Yeah.
John Body Gold Troll Hunter Bite. Oh, God. Crazy. Go troll. Oh, Jesus.
We've gone off the rails, Jason.
Yes, we have D Bag NY Underground B. What? I'm
no
sorry.
idea.
I don't speak reject. Sorry.
Trolls are out tonight.
Yeah, big car shock. Taking over what? Oh man. Here we go. Pizza Man Invasion. Here we go. I'll send some more to you, Sunil. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Now I'm spending an awful lot of time laughing about this channel because it's kind of funny.
It's laughable, is really what it is.
Yeah, it really is laughable. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Let's see. It's a good thing I can move it back down if you want. If I wanted to. Yeah. Yeah. Big Pete Card Shop. Very yeah, exactly, Jake. Very creative names. Very underground names. Very creative. All right, Sunil, I'm sending you all these screenshots just so you have them in case you want to refer to them. Chris, it's nice enough to reach out to him. Chris, I thank you for that. You're
Chris
doing
and Sunil, thank you guys. And thank you all in the chat for bearing with us while these
you're
trolls
great.
are in here. Um,
That's what happens when the haters come and they're jealous. That's what happens when you start
see
to do well.
Raiden's comment.
Rolling F and F. Oh, this is great, man.
Oh, God.
Oh God. Trolls are funny until they get offensive. This is true too, New Brunswick. You got that right.
Yeah. And then it
Thank
becomes
you.
personal.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. We're having fun with the lineup. Exactly, William. And again, are they going to add more? Speaking of the lineup, before I wrap it up, are they going to add any more
Angelo,
bats?
thank you. Angelo's also going to reach out to Pete about it. Chris got a reply from Pete, so he's going to see what he said.
Yeah, I just told him everything, so I got to see what he said. Well, Chris, I sent some screenshots to the group chat, so you can share those with him if you'd like. If Torres got traded, would you trade for? You seem if depends on what I have to give up for Donovan, because the Cardinals need arms, right? The Cardinals got arms today for O'Neill they got 2 arms from Boston, and want more arms, and we've already given up like how many? Like 6. So
6 arms. We gave
we're
up
giving up
Weiser, Fitz, King, Thorpe, Brito, and Vasquez.
Yep. We gave up a good amount of arms. So who is it? Morosi is a Fugazi. Who should Fugazi? No. Oh damn. It's fantastic. Do I think the Yankees will try to reacquire? I think he's in the running for it. They're also interested in Jordan Hicks, hard-throwing closer who was with the Cardinals, was with the Blue Jays this past year.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in like 1 or 2 relievers. I don't worry about Cashman's ability to get relievers. Their roster right now is at 35, so they have 5 spots they need to fill before the season starts.
So Jeet brought up something just now. It was trade Torres and go get Merrifield. I would not get Merrifield.
I would pass on him. He's got some speed, but he's a little older. I think they want to get younger. Like Brendan Donovan is he's 26, just like Torres. I would try to get Brendan Donovan over Torres. Over Merrifield. But I understand Merrifield's a free agent too. Donovan's going to cost.
Also, the Red Sox have already been linked to Merrifield. Let me see when I saw that.
We need another pitcher besides Yamamoto. Yeah, Richard. I would agree.
So they posted that.
Josh Hayden's a good pitcher, good reliever, but I don't know if he's a right fit for the Yankees.
12 hours ago, it was posted by Chad Jennings and Jen McCaffrey of The Athletic, who had reported that the Red Sox were interested in Merrifield.
All right. And they probably write a whole article about it, but you need a goddamn membership to read it. So
You do.
another,
Jason Williams, another troll.
here we go. Yamamoto and Garrett. You're seeing, I would look, we talked about Braxton Garrett on this channel quite a bit. He's a guy, if you can get him, he's got 5 years of cheap control. He's young, he's lefty. I would
So
take
you
him.
remember, Jason, how I told you I would only trade Torres for Yuri Perez?
Yep.
If the Yankees got Yamamoto, I would be willing to lower my asking price for it. And I would be willing to take either Braxton Garrett or Trevor Rogers or Edward Cabrera.
Is Rogers a lefty?
Rogers is a lefty.
So Garrett, Luzardo, and Rogers are lefties. And then the righties, they have Cabrera, Sixto, and Alcantara, right?
Correct.
Am I missing
Let
anybody
me
else?
just see something for one quick second.
Craig, I did see that they were interested in Gurriel. Yeah, they traded for O'Neill. Don't be surprised. I mean, they could still sign Gurriel, but I don't know if they will. But O'Neill's
So-
somebody cheap on the controllable years.
Rogers has 3 years of control left. So he's not a free agent until 2027. His agent is PSI Sports Management. So it's not Scott Boras, but it is PSI. And then
Okay.
Braxton Garrett is agent is the Boras Corporation. And he's not a free agent until 29.
Wow. Those cheap
So
controllable years, man. That's what we're
And
looking
then-
for to complement these expensive contracts.
Edward Cabrera, who I would be happy to take, is also not a free agent until 29.
I mean, and at that point, you have all these other guys off the books. Stanton, DJ, Rizzo, Hicks. You have all that money off the books. So this is one reason why we want to have some of these guys. We're making Peraza feel Jared Lim. One of the first things that I've said this for months. If we're going to move Torres, one of the first people I wanted to replace him with is Oswald Peraza at second or third. Right? We need a third baseman too, and I'm fine with Peraza and DJ at whichever one. Like the infield defense just gets better, and he's the best defensive fielder on the whole system. Peraza. So
You got another one.
another Pete Troll.
Yep, Vito Fiore.
Oh God, look at these guys. More of them. Yeah. You guys are trying to sabotage Pete or what? What are you guys trying to do here?
I don't know what they're trying to accomplish at this point. They're either
Yeah.
trying to. They're either. Who knows? I'm not going to even go there. I'm just going to not go there. It's not worth my time and it's not worth my energy.
Yeah, you're wasting time with this.
But yeah, like I said though, if we got Yamamoto, which again I think we are getting Yamamoto, I'm very confident about us getting Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm.
Those would be the three guys I would go for in a trade for Torres.
Yeah, I mean,
especially Garrett and Cabrera because they both are not free agents until 29, and that says more to me than Trevor Rogers. Even though Rogers is a lefty, I still want the pitcher with more controllable years.
So do I. And again, if you get Yamamoto, it puts him way over the threshold. The only way to offset that is by trading Gleyber Torres.
Yeah,
and it's not that we want him to go. It's a way of getting value back for him because he has 1 year left, and I don't think they're going to re-sign him to like a huge contract. So now's the time to move him. So rather than letting him walk and just for a qualification, just getting draft picks. What's that?
Chris just said. Pete said he would never do this, and he doesn't even know these people. Also, he doesn't play this nonsense.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't know who these people are. I don't. And Chris, you could show him the screenshots I sent in the group chat. Like, you got a lot of people that are trying to make him look. They're either trying to start a beef between us or trying to make him look bad. So I'd rather give him the heads up. And since you have his contact info, and since Sunil has his contact info, I think it would be good for you to share this with him, to show him what's going
He
on.
said he did.
I'm not trying to sabotage him, Pete.
He's not
He's
trying
doing
to
it.
sabotage you.
Yeah. So what the fuck? You know, this might just be a cult. Yeah. Could be a cult. Hey, it's a good one. Man. Oh shit. Yankees want to win the world. Yeah, well, Craig, yes, they do.
They're so to his point, the moves that they've made is proving that they want to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
They know that the Soto and Verdugo aren't going to get it done. Aren't going to be the only pieces to get it done. They're not going to be the answer. They know Yamamoto is not just going to be the answer. They know they have a few more moves to make, which is why I say even if they get Yamamoto, I don't think they're done.
Right, sure. And then this is where a Brendan Donovan trade can come into play because he could play third base, right? And we've mentioned Ryan McMahon too. He could play third base, and they're both pretty young. But again, it's gonna cost to trade for these guys. So it's something to keep in mind. And they could probably go out and even Tyler Hardman is a prospect. I think he might be in Double A now or Triple A. He'll get a shot in spring training too. He's one of the top offensive prospects. So, but if you and I understand the logic of the infield is unsettled. Why move Torres? Well, we've replaced his offense already with the bats in the outfield, and this is where the run prevention comes into play because by moving him, and let's just say you replace him with DJ and Peraza. Number one, if we're going to play Peraza, we got to give him a fair shot like we did Volpe, right? Let him have his growing pains. He's already proven he can defend. And again, what you lose in offense temporarily with Torres, you'll make up in defense and you'll get offensively in the other bats. So I don't think it'd be that much of a drop off.
Plus, Peraza is the best defensive fielder that we have in our system.
Yes, he is. And it's what do you call it? It's something that the Yankees haven't had in a while. Good infield defense. They haven't had good outfield defense, obviously. So they've gotten much better in the outfield so far. So this is a way of improving the infield defense. So
New Brunswick actually brought up an interesting point.
Who did?
Jason. New Brunswick.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go up to his comment, I can't see it, but maybe you can. Now that Candelario's off the market because he was signed by Cincinnati, would you consider a guy like Matt Chapman? I
would not. If they say he's going to cost too much money, like $25 million a year, probably 5-6 years, I would go I'm Justin Turner maybe.
That's interesting.
He'll cost a heck of a lot less than Chapman would. So
yeah,
I would give one of our prospects a shot too. But again, you have DJ here. DJ LeMahieu can play a good third. Peraza can play a good second, or vice versa. Peraza was elite at third, DJ at second. So and Peraza has a better arm than DJ and Volpe, so they can make that work.
Rakenbake had a good comment.
Who did?
Rakenbake.
I love these names. These are fantastic. Code Brown. That's great. Code Brown. That's comment of the night right there, Rakenbake. That's classic. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Soprano Pizza. Probably you can't. You're right. The chances of him waiving his no trade clause are like that. Slim to none almost. And if he does,
even if you told him that they were going to trade him to the Dodgers, I don't think he would waive it.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he did, the Yankees are going to have to get at least 50% of the contract.
Yep, and also he and Judge are too close. If you see every game, they're always next to each other in the dugout. They're always shooting the shit in the dugout. They're very close friends. They become friends over the course of Stanton's time here. So I don't think he would waive his no trade clause. Plus, he's already stated that he likes playing in New York.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, man. And I like Stanton, man. I like Stanton. You're welcome, Soprano. I like Stanton. And he's like just like Morosi, he owns up for his mistakes. When he's playing, he stands up there, answers the question in the heat, in the fire. He's right there in the line of fire for the reporters who are relentless in New York, and he stands there and answers the hard questions. And then he comes back, he tries to get healthy. When he's healthy and productive, he's unstoppable. But it's just this sometimes it's too far and few and far between. We need to cut that period where he sucks, right?
Yeah.
So maybe now with more depth, maybe it'll make it a little bit different. So I hope
Maybe.
so. But at the very least, I'd be giving him 1 day off a week easily. So
yeah. I just hope he stays healthy, because when he's healthy, he's one of the most dangerous hitters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to see out of him. I want to see him at his best, and I want to see him succeed in New York. I don't want to see him injured. I hate seeing him injured. It hurts us.
Agree.
It hurts him, and he's even owned up to it.
True.
So,
true. How close is Tyler Hardman from the majors? I don't think he's that far. I was part of a panel that interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, Tyler Hardman, and I got to interview Chase Hampton. So I'm glad that he stayed with the Yankees.
That was pretty cool that you got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I interviewed Chaparro last year, Andres Chaparro. Now he's with the Diamondbacks. So, but Tyler Hardman. I'm gonna pull him up here. Why the hell I can't even spell Hardman. Tyler Hardman is right now. He's 24 years old. He's in their Double-A Somerset Patriots, but 26 home runs, 56 RBIs, 9 stolen base, OPS at 890. So he's known for his bat. He bats righty. He plays first base. So he could also be a guy to replace Rizzo. So I know they talk about Ben Rice, who could be a catcher / first baseman. But this is where the depth in offensive players is advantageous for the Yankees right now. They have a lot of them, a shitload of them. So, and there's not enough spots for them. So if you can get some pitchers here and some arms in return to replenish what you gave up, it might make sense to move some of these guys. But Tyler Hardman, to me, he's a guy I would like to keep. Ben Rice is a guy I'd like to keep. Looks like these guys look like they have,
Jake, we are not going to get Reynolds. I hate to say it. We're not getting Reynolds. They had a shot last year to do it. They weren't as serious as everybody thought they were. We're not going to get Reynolds. Plus, the Pirates already locked him up to an 8-year contract extension. Bednar, on the other hand, that's a maybe. If you remember, Jason, you, myself, and Jim Riley had talked about that. And I said if the Pirates are such a dumpster fire that if at the deadline they feel like they're completely out of it, which they probably will be, then maybe getting a David Bednar is an option. But, yeah.
Chris is saying, look at your phone, Mike. They let Chaparro walk. They do love Ben Rice, and like they love Chaparro, but they never gave him an opportunity. Unfortunately, they last year, Soprano, they exposed him to the Rule 5. He would have been claimed.
Commented in the chat.
What's that?
I'm sorry, Jason. Pete commented in the chat. He said, "Jason and co, please do me a favor and block anyone who is using my company's name and my name to start nonsense. Thank you for bringing this to my attention."
You wrote that in the chat?
Yes. See?
Where the hell? I'm trying to find it here.
It's in our group chat.
Sorry. Group chat.
Chris, thank you for letting me know to look at my phone, bud.
Block anyone using my company's name. Yeah, tell them we've been blocking them for the past half an hour, blocking as many people as we can, and that's the ones that I haven't blocked. I can go back and block them, but I sent you the screenshots so you knew exactly who they were. So if they popped up on your channel, you could take care of it any way
Yeah.
you want.
But
So
yeah, no, Pete, we got you, man. No worries, bud.
I'll take care of it, Pete, man.
Um, but yeah, no, like I was saying, I think Bednar is more of a deadline acquisition, only because
Yeah, I
the
think so
Pirates
too.
are gonna want to see where they're at.
Yeah.
But even Jim agreed that they are such a dumpster fire that they are such a disaster of a baseball team that I don't even think they know what direction that they want to
Agree.
go in.
Right back at you, Chris. Right back at you, Chris. Right
Yeah,
back at
bud.
you. Aiden, Jordan Hicks, Devin Williams, Clase. I mean, well, Jordan's the only one of those guys that's a free agent. So the Yankees
I
can get him
think
for.
what I think what he's asking is which one would you prefer, Hicks, Williams, or Clase?
Clase is going to be. I mean, Devin Williams would probably be my pick. Clase would be the big get, but I can't see it as being feasible right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Devin Williams is probably relatively easier to get. He would still cost, but not as much as Clase. And would I be upset if we got Devin or Hicks? No, not at all. We got
No,
either one.
absolutely not.
I'd be fine.
And you and I spoke about this too, about Jordan Hicks, how it would be a good Matt Blake project.
Yep, this is true. Good, it's very true. And Ryan makes a good point too. Pirates have Skeens, their top pick from LSU, right, in their system, and that's it. So
Yeah.
was he the number one pick last year, right? The draft. From
Yes,
LSU.
he was.
You know, he's probably a little bit away, but you got who's there? Mitch Keller.
Mitch Keller.
I don't know who
Mitch
else they
Keller
have.
is good.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know who else they have.
Does Everson Pereira have any chance of making their opening day? Jared, I think his chances have gone down now.
Yeah.
So which is why I think he's probably a little bit more of a trade piece, probably to a team like the Marlins.
Yep. I can see that, and I can
Young
even
control the bats.
if the Yankees decided to call up Seattle, I could see him being a trade piece for them too.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Soon, folks, see what respect brings. You come in here and talk this sugar honey nice tea. The wise one. Sunil is our Yoda. He's the wise one. He comes back and he drops the knowledge, drops the pearls on people. And he does it perfectly. Thank you, Sunil. You are
Sunil, you're
Yoda.
awesome, man.
You're the
You
one.
are awesome.
You're the River Ave Yoda. That's it. That's your nickname.
You are the River Ave Yoda and Cobra Kai. If you want to put it
Raymond. I'm calling you Ray. River Ave Yoda. You're Ray. You're not Sunil. You're Ray. Oh shit. We will wrap this up. We're on 2.5 hours. Mike, I really thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me, man. This was such a fun conversation.
Hell yeah. And thank you for everybody that, stood up to the trolls, and thank you for letting Pete know. And thank you for everybody that subscribed. We got over 25 subscribers today. So I really appreciate
awesome.
it. Yeah,
That's really awesome, man.
317 subscribers away from 20,000. So I want to get to 20,000 before the end of the year. So your support is greatly appreciated. If you haven't hit it, please hit it on the way out. I thank you.
And
so
also,
much.
for those of you guys who don't know, I have a podcast with Uncle Tats from the Pinstripe Chronicles called the Pinstripe Express. We got a very, very, very jam-packed episode tomorrow night. So come check us out. And Jason, as always, thank you for having me on. It was such a blast. I always have a blast doing this with you. And
always, buddy.
Guys in the chat, thank you all for liking, sharing, supporting, the channels. And you guys are awesome. And thank you for sticking with us through the troll invasion.
Yes. Yes, we do it with fun either way. And peace and love to all of you. Soprano, is a pleasure. Have a great night. And I'll talk to you all next time. Sunil, Ray. Peace.